most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, day 3 of the Dan Patrick hat-trick, as you coined it years ago.
Day 3. So, for some of you waiting to hear Dan Patrick, you get him, I think, mañana.
No, next week.
Oh, really? We just got 3 days? Oh.
You want all 5 next time?
Yeah, next time,
Let's
give
go.
me all 5 shows. Let's do this. So we're only here today and back to our regular schedule tomorrow. So we're normally on 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. We are Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Everything at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. And, of course, super producer Danny G's on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. Iowa Sam's on the xylophone.
Yeah.
Thank you,
buddy.
guys. Hope you had a great Tuesday night. Hope you enjoyed some tacos. Speaking of Taco Tuesday, we're going to talk LeBron James, Tony Clark,
So aggravating.
MLB, some NFL, some fighting, some collectibles, and more. We have an extra hour when we fill in for DP, so hopefully we fit everything in. If not, we have a bonus podcast called Overpromised, which you could watch at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube and streaming live, so join us and join the live chat.
Nice. And Iowa Sam, are you going to be doing midweek major today where we go over all the headlines of sports and entertainment or what?
I will be, unless you guys ravage all of the stories that I've prepared.
I
But
plan on doing that.
I feel like you are going to do that.
I'm going to steal everything you've prepared.
Rich especially known for doing that.
Thievery.
Blubber Lips Davis
plundering.
steals all the headlines.
Plundering my stories.
You said hopefully you had a good Taco Tuesday. So we did do tacos last night. And my kids are such a pain in the ass. I'm sure I'm the only one, right? No one else's kids are a pain in the ass?
Kids are rotten. I've said that always.
I love coaching. I love being a dad. It's my favorite thing. But there are times where, yesterday, my daughter was trying to tell me that, a chicken taco was gross and no one likes them.
Wow.
And I'm like, just try it. You're going to like it. She's like, yeah. If your kids are like mine, there are times where I'm like, is the only thing you want to eat
I'm more
mac and
shocked that
cheese or
you-
nuggies?
Yeah, but you've lived in Los Angeles all this time. She's 8 years old. She's never had a chicken taco?
She loves tacos, but last night she was doing the hell ew, chicken tacos, and I'm like,
Oh, that makes the story even worse. So she's had them before.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden they're gross and nobody likes them.
all right, chicken. You like chicken, right,
Yeah.
kiddo? Yeah, Dad, I love chicken. All right, you like cheese? Who doesn't like cheese? You're not lactose or anything. You like tortillas? Yep. Here's a chicken taco. It's gross.
Yeah, that's typical.
Kids are pain.
I'll give you another typical story.
ass.
When I tell you I do everything for my pain-in-the-ass teenage daughter, I am mom, I'm dad, I'm everything. I'm her lifeline, okay? Me. This morning,
Feel bad for her.
I walked out the house and I realized I didn't have my car keys on me. And that my girlfriend used my car yesterday, didn't put my keys back in the bag. I thought they were in my bag, in my
Uh-oh.
man purse. I thought my keys were in my man purse.
In your satchel, your fanny
So
pack.
I'm stuck there outside my door, which locks automatically behind me. And I'm banging on the door like Fred Flintstone. Like, someone's got to let me in or I'm going to be late for Dan Patrick.
Hello. Anyone
one's-
in there?
Dude, no one's waking up, right? I'm calling my girlfriend like, hey, I'm waiting for her to answer. Like, you didn't put my keys back. I left without my keys. I got to get to work. She's not answering. Nobody's answering. So I do the unthinkable. I call my pain-in-the-ass teenage daughter, and I risk waking up this demon and this nightmare of a person in the morning.
You tiptoe around your family too much.
And, dude, I call
I'd be
her
like,
up.
wake up. You're 16.
You got to hear the attitude. I never ask for any favor at all from my kid. She was huffing and puffing out of bed like, she gave me the fine. She gave me the attitude, the eye roll, everything just to open the door so I can grab my keys and leave. So barely got here. If no one would have answered the door because I was sitting there like an idiot,
Could have been just sitting
I would have just been
outside
sitting
your
there and
place.
it would have been the Rich Show on for Dan Patrick. But anyway,
Why?
we got 1 foot in dad life. Exactly. 1 foot in dad life, 1 foot up your ass every day here on Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich. And we might as well get into it. We mentioned LeBron, Taco Tuesdays, all that good stuff. Well, tacos aren't his only vice, I guess. And everybody has their thing. Everybody binges on something. And apparently he gave up 2 things, not for Lent. Rich was like, was it for Lent? No, he gave up.
That's coming up, right, or something?
Well,
today's Ash Wednesday, not Ash Wednesday.
I mean, it could be, depending on how you play your cards.
Take a look around today.
So he gave up 2 things to prepare for this season. His hairline's not one of them. No bad jokes. Leave them for me.
Oh, did he say he was going to actually get on to page 2 of books he's reading?
Yes, he's going to move on. No, he gave up 2 things. 2 things he very loves. Take a listen.
True story to when I stopped drinking.
Okay.
So I wasn't playing as the season started.
Yeah.
So I needed to give up something.
Yeah.
I got to sacrifice something, and I actually did 2 things that I very love, and that is drinking wine and my chocolate chip cookies for dessert. Ooh. I completely took it out. Oh. So I was like, okay, I wasn't playing. Obviously, I'm well documented. Missed the first 14 games of the season. I wasn't playing in November. Missed all of training camp, everything. So I was like, all right, I gotta take something out. I gotta sacrifice something, And for the whole month of November, I was like, I'm gonna do no desserts and no wine, no liquor, no nothing for the whole.
My sacrifice. 2 things come to mind. Everything's better with Covino, bro.
What do you say?
Covino.
What do you say? 2 things I very love.
2 things I very love.
Very, very love.
He gave up chocolate chip cookies and wine to prepare for this season. And so many things come to mind. Giving up alcohol, as tough as it could be, if you like it socially or to relax, or maybe you got a problem, it's a tough thing to do, but it makes such a difference, bro. Such a difference. I lost 20 pounds this past year. You know how? I did nothing but give up alcohol.
Yeah.
For no real reason. I was just like, you know what? Let me see if I can. It makes a big difference.
By the way, giving up alcohol seems like a non-negotiable when I was like in my 20s or 30s. In your 40s, when you realize how the hangovers are worse.
Yeah. How puffy you are.
How you feel like ass the day after. Like, if you're drinking on a Sunday watching football, that next Monday, you're like, oh. So
I just started seeing myself in pictures. I'm like, what's going on?
So,
and
not
it
crazy.
made a big difference. It really did.
Not crazy. And then you realize, not to sound irresponsible, but if you're not even getting a buzz, it really is just like empty calories. Like, if you don't have enough cocktails to get a nice little buzz going, then you're almost like, why did I have those 2 drinks?
Well, if you're at the gym, right, it's like very counterproductive. If you're trying to stay healthy, you're trying to shed some pounds, or trying to get in shape for a basketball season, it's not going to do anything productive for you. So, I mean, good move there. I find the chocolate chip cookie thing to be pretty tough, and it makes me think of things you'll never sacrifice, Rich, ever.
What's up, Danny G?
Caitlin Clark, Sam would be excited about this. She chimed in on this topic. She said, I'd rather retire than do this. That's why he's him.
You know, Covino's Uncle Joe, as they call him, Hollywood Joe, but he's never left New Jersey.
Well, that was going to be my example. You can't steal my uncle's example. Get your own uncle's example.
All right, my Uncle Bartlett. He gave up
whiskey. But you know what?
No.
It's always it. I mentioned this to Rich, and I think it's in both of our heads because we grew up in New Jersey and New York, right? East Coast. And I think both of us have stolen the page of my Uncle Joe, so my example.
My example.
Never.
It's my uncle who's never left the town.
Never given up pizza. You know, I'm going to tell him you said that.
Good.
Don't ever use his example again.
Okay.
Never leaves the town. That's funny.
Because it's true.
But that's wrong to say on national radio. He says he'll hit the treadmill.
He gonna come out here and punch me?
He says he'll never give up pizza. In fact, he says he'll hit the treadmill every day until he dies in order to not ever give up pizza. And when you grow up with delicious pizza like we did, it makes a lot of sense. I'll never give up pizza. I won't eat it every day, but I'll never give it up. And when I say I stopped drinking, too, for the record, like, I'll still have a drink socially here and there. Like, I'm not going to not have a drink. I didn't go never, ever, but I don't have them the way I did. Like, Thursday, Friday would hit, depending on when the weekend would start for me, and I'd have maybe 2 a night. I don't do that anymore unless we're going out or whatever, right? So what are those things you would never give up? Because I'll tell you what, I'd give up wine before chocolate chip cookies. And, dude, let me throw out a shout-out. the best chocolate chip cookie. It might be your high school cookie when you think back to your high school lunch.
Are you going to shout out Otis Spunkmeyer?
It might be your Otis Spunkmeyer.
Are you going to shout out Mrs.
It might be
Fields?
Linden's. You know those crunchy Linden 3-packs?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought you were going to shout out. That was like a
No.
Danny G on the West Coast. Is that a lunchroom favorite too? Like that 3-pack of chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, we had that here. Yeah.
I remember
Linden's.
me and my high school friends, we called them Libbies because one of my stoner friends,
Thought they were Libby's.
Barnando, for years, he was like, I got my Libbies, bro.
What are you talking
I'm
about,
like,
dude?
you mean Linden's, you dumbass?
By the way, Rich mentioned Lent, kind of, but it does start today and it runs through April 2nd.
Yeah. So
Yesterday was Fat Tuesday.
What do we give it
I
up?
know. I was very prepared for that. If you look at the video from yesterday,
Yeah, I had my daughter's tacos and my tacos.
I was extra gordo yesterday.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies, my favorite. I cannot resist. Sometimes I'll pull in like a slob just for the cookie, and that's Subway's soggy cookies. I love me some Subway sandwiches, soggy chocolate chip cookies,
Oh,
man. I
when you
love
talk
it.
about the best cookies, I know for a fact that. Correct me if I'm wrong. What hotel chain is it that has warm cookies at the desk?
Doubletree.
Anytime we ever stay at a DoubleTree on a business trip or whatever.
Every time we stayed at ESPN Bristol, we were right there.
Yeah.
They would give us those cookies.
Whatever hotel chain, I know it's DoubleTree, but I think it's more than them. If someone gives out warm chocolate chip cookies,
No, it's them.
you
That's
don't-
their thing.
You don't even need to be hungry.
You don't even need to stay there to go in there and get one.
It's like Covino who goes to the car dealership to get snacks.
By the way, a lot of people don't know this, but yes, I do that. And yes,
He's like Larry David who goes to.
you
remember
stay at a
the-
DoubleTree. They
Yeah.
hook you up with warm, fresh. They have like a little stove like behind the counter. Or
It is
something.
DoubleTree by Hilton.
Yeah, it's
They are
famous.
famous
And, like,
for their cookies.
influencers, they make a big deal of taste testing their cookies because they're next level dope.
Do you remember when Larry David on Curb would go to the BMW dealership just for the licorice?
Yes, yeah. So based on LeBron, what are things you'll never give up, no matter what?
No matter what?
No matter what, because
I've thought
and
about
again, I
this.
wonder if there's a loophole here because he says specifically chocolate chip cookies. Does that mean he's rocking some Girl Scouts? Does that mean he's rocking some peanut butter cookies?
It's probably just his crutch. Probably late night LeBron, who's a physical specimen, was probably like, all right, even I, LeBron James, will have a glass of red wine and a sleeve of chocolate chip cookies. But he's like, not now.
You know
Not
what's funny,
anymore.
though? People like that have routines or they binge on stuff. Like my dad's a great example, right? Big Steve Covino. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, turkey? Hey, what's up, Dad? Hey, what's up, fool?
Your dad's got like great 70s jive talk.
Yeah. Hey, what's cooking? Like my dad, I'll come home. Hey, you want some pizza? Yeah, Dad will order pizza. But every time I come home, I feel like Dad's binging on something else. So he'll be like, yeah, I gave up fill in the blank. Hey, he gave up late night boozing, right? But you know what he does now? Pints of ice cream by the pint every night. And I don't blame him, because if I'm going to have a pint, I'm eating the whole thing.
It's Ben, Jerry, and Steve now.
I'll check the serving size, just, I don't know, for fun. But then I'll finish the whole thing anyway. But, like, my dad will say, like, and then it'll be like, yeah, I gave up ice cream. Like, good, Dad. And then you see him binging on Fig Newtons, right? So it'll always be something else.
Yeah.
So what will you never compromise based on LeBron James, who I do commend him? He gave up two of his favorite things, chocolate chip cookies and the old vino to prepare for this season.
This is like a two-pronged question where it's like, what would you never give up? And what is that thing that you know is destructive? Meaning, like, you have one or two of them. To me, late night, kids are sleeping, and I get the munchies or something. If I see a bag of salt and vinegar potato chips, I know that if I open that bag, I don't want to open the bag because I know if I do, it's sort of over.
Yeah, you
Like-
start thinking things. Remember how you used to flirt with girls in the early 2000s? Like, ooh, you're dangerous. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was a great move.
You're just
What-
dangerous.
what does that mean?
Just stay away.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm dangerous? You just are.
Yeah, I just
you know.
maybe
Oh,
keep
it's like the cheeseball soccer player on Love is Blind.
Yeah, exactly like that. That's what made me think of it.
Stop giving me eye
I'm like,
contact. You're dangerous.
That's how I feel looking at a bag of salt and vinegar potato chips. And the bag's like, what do you mean? I'm
Stop
like, you're
it. Just-
dangerous.
just-
Just
listen.
get out of my face.
Listen, I'm taken. You should probably keep your distance.
Seriously, like, don't even look at me. What do you mean? Like, you're dangerous, man.
So yeah, that's one of those things where I'm like, just stay away. But I'll tell you one thing I'll never give up. one thing I'll never give up, and I'm having it right now. I'm a coffee snob, and I like a cold brew from Starbucks, and I'm okay knowing that the vanilla sweet cream, it's not a ton, but sugary coffees. Even when I'm on like a mission, even when I'm eating grilled chicken and fish and rice and veggies, and even on those weeks where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do like a juice cleanse, I still will sneak in a few sugary coffees. It's non-negotiable for me, unless my doctor.
What if you have to free up cap space like the Chiefs? What if you have to make some sacrifice you're not willing to cut out? Do the math. That's $6 times 7.
I don't sacrifice some gap space.
I don't do it every day.
In your shirt.
But I will say, though, even when I'm on like a health mission, like, hey, I'm going on vacation and I want to look good for my wife. I'm going to try to trim up. We're going to Mexico in March.
And by the way, Rich loves his coffee. No, he likes his sugar and cream with coffee.
I do like
he likes the sugar with coffee and cream, as the Beastie Boys
I get
say. His thing is so sweet. Look at that.
Well, I get the vanilla sweet cream cold brew. It's a cold brew, and it just they top it off with that sweet cream, and I'm okay with it. I know it's not good for me. I know guys like you would say, have your coffee black like a man. Have your coffee. Get out of here. This is my treat.
$42.
I'm never giving it up.
$42 a week times 4. $168 a month you're spending on Starbies for yourself, not counting the cake pops for your little nose-picking kids.
Rich is already a hummingbird.
Not counting what you get for your wife on your way back home.
Yeah.
And that's a lie, too, because they'll have 2 a day sometimes. Yeah. I see it myself.
Sugar
So put
in
that
water.
in perspective. Must be nice to be Rich Davis to be able to spend $168+ on coffee. Must be nice.
Says the guy.
Must be nice.
Says the guy who I feel like wears a brand new Yankee hat every day.
That's right.
You got a problem.
I'll never give it up, dude.
You got a problem.
Ever. I'll never give it up.
So one of those things you'll never give up. LeBron, if you missed the beginning of the show 10 minutes ago, welcome. Covino and Rich.
You know you'll never give up? It starts with what your daughter was talking about, tacos. Who in the world? You think there's a Mexican on Earth or anybody on Earth that says, you know what? For Lent or for anything. You know what? Giving up tacos never happened. Never will.
Well,
That's why Mexicans don't have abs.
I know it's
You love tacos too much.
it's your story, but you did mention your Uncle Joe. If I go,
he hits the treadmill every day, swear to God, just so he can eat pizza.
Well, even when it's like trash pizza, if I'm at one of my kids' friends' birthday parties, my kids are young, so I'm in the mode where I still got to go to the birthday party and hang. If they break out pizza, like little Dylan's birthday party, it can be trash pizza. And they're like, hey, parents, help yourself. And I'm like, it's like Domino's or Papa John's. It's not even good pizza. No, I'm good. Then I'm like, I can have a little piece. And then 4 slices later, I'm like, what am I doing? I don't think I could ever give up pizza. I'm
4
with your
little
uncle.
Slices are really just 2 regular slices.
Dude, I'm the king of going back into the pantry.
Rich is the king of, no, I can't. But I must!
I am the king of going back into the pantry late night. And sometimes it's just straight up. Sometimes it's after an edible. It doesn't matter. So, there are times where I do that thing. It's the equivalent of like having mini slice of pizza one after the other, and you're like, dude, just take the pizza. I'll go and grab like 5 or 6 chips 20 different times. And I'm like, who am I kidding?
You
just
know what
take
the
bag.
biggest dirtbag move is? And you mentioned munchies, not me. Yeah. You mentioned edibles.
Well,
is when you have a hankering for something. I'm just saying a hankering. I'm not even throwing edibles in here. Just a hankering. And you open that pantry because something's calling your name inside. And you open it again and again and again. And it's like the 8th time you opened it.
Yeah.
And
nothing new is going to appear, by the way. I've learned that.
And you ravage like one of your kids' treats, or even worse, like your wife's, and she was waiting for it, and then you feel like the fat slob of the house who ate their little treat.
Where's the Samoas? I don't know. I don't know
where
they went.
What do you mean?
Who ate all the gushers?
Oh, my God. Yeah, or your kids,
Yeah.
God forbid, because they'll have a freak out. Or if they were saving it for later and
Hey,
you're the slob that ate it.
babe.
Oh, what do you mean? You got gushers stuck on your nose?
Babe, I'm packing the kids' lunch. Where's the fruit roll-ups? I don't know.
Yeah, that's, by the way, that's the most pathetic. You don't have snacks for their lunchbox because you were a fat slob the night before.
Babe, where's the Cheez-Its?
Yeah.
Beats me. I don't know.
So, again, get some control of yourself. But
Yeah.
things you'll never give up or sacrifice. And I want you to call in. I want you to chime in, but it's something to think about, too.
Yeah, just
and
a dumb
reason
thought.
to hit the gym because you know what? I'll never sacrifice this. I'll hit the gym so that I don't ever have to sacrifice it.
And that's a
because
good
LeBron
compromise.
gave up cookies and wine, and you know what? I commend them for it because if that's his thing, like, you know, we only have so many joys in life. Let him enjoy his cookies and wine.
I mean,
he's LeBron. I think he's earned it.
The reality is, yes, you want to live a nice, long, healthy life, but is it a happy, long, healthy life if you say, I'm never having cookies again? Imagine you're like, for the rest of my life, no cookies. What a lame-ass existence that
By the
would be.
way, Sam, if you really read between the lines, I think we found your way to Caitlin Clark's corazon. Your way to her heart,
some
eventually.
cookies?
Some cookies, man. Some Girl Scouts. Some Samoas. What were those new ones called?
Mints, the Explore Mores?
Yeah, some Explore Mores, maybe, Sam. Send her a box, because apparently she can't resist.
You'd like to explore more.
Yeah, you would. She said she'd never give up her
Don't
cookies.
speak on my
Don't
behalf.
speak about Caitlin that way.
Also, chocolate chip cookies and red wine, separate, very good.
Well,
Together,
he didn't say necessarily
I know.
together.
Is he
But, like,
dipping them?
I don't see those two flavors meshing very well. So
Two
anyway.
things I very love together. Dipping chocolate chip cookies into my wine.
Is that what he said? Two things I very love.
He didn't say together, though.
You know what? That is why. I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm sure you have. A lot of your favorite retired superstars become thick. They become a little chubby because when you are a specimen and you're playing professional sports every day and you're training and you're on the ball field or you're on the court, you're at a combine, you're doing all these things, you're allowed to eat, like the Floyd Mayweather, Michael Phelps theory. You're allowed to eat trash because you're burning so many calories and you're a machine. That's why you see a lot of athletes retire and you know, they could go one of two ways. Sometimes retired athletes get chiseled because they're just cut from that cloth, like discipline. Other guys just become, you know.
It's a matter of
they got
you
bellies.
stopped playing and you're less disciplined than you used to be. And it's also a matter of you're just getting older. Like, you can't eat in your 30s or 40s, 50s the same way you did in your 20s. You just can't. And some people never make that adjustment, never make that change. So you start packing the pounds.
You ever see some kid?
Dude, my brother still eats like he's 20-something. He's getting thick.
You ever see some 20-something-year-old you'll be in New York City or like 6th Street in Austin or Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and all these young 20-somethings are having pizza and like sliders at like 2 a.m. and you're like, yeah, you can't do that forever, dope.
I'm like, hey, bro, my brother's in his 30s now, right? And I'm like, hey, maybe you don't need all those curly fries with your giant chicken parm sandwich.
And by the way, Tommy, it's 1 a.m. I don't think we need do we need to order chicken parm at 1 a.m.?
Eating like a maybe you don't need all that fat Daryl in your life. You know, that ridiculous sandwich with all the fixins at 2 a.m. in your 30s.
Fat Sal's?
Yeah, they're like Fat Sal sandwiches. Yeah.
Fat Daryl, huh?
Yeah, they're called Fat Daryls. They started in New Jersey. They're like
So-
sandwiches with chicken fingers,
yeah,
mozzarella
I know.
sticks, and
mozzarella
fries.
sticks, yeah.
Because that's what you need. Mozzarella sticks on your sandwich.
You could eat that in your 20s. So anyway, what LeBron is doing is smart. And how about this for tie-in? It is National Drink Wine Day.
And it's also day one of Lent, like Iowa Sam said. So what do you give up? LeBron said for him, when he needs to give something up, it's cookies and wine. We'll take your feedback. We'll talk some baseball. There's some baseball news. Yo, Tony Clark. What does he think? He's above the law? We'll get to some MLB stuff. Some football news in the world of the Kansas City Chiefs, all coming up right here on CNR.
Remember, we're streaming live, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. And a major government contractor that processes medical billings and other transactions has shared information about a large-scale data breach beginning in October 2024 and mitigated in January 2025. Updates have confirmed hackers exposed names, social security numbers, medical data, and health insurance information of more than 25 million people across Texas and Oregon alone.
Now, it's important to understand how cybercrime and identity theft are affecting our lives. Lots of places can accidentally expose your personal info. That's why LifeLock, LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for risks to your identity. LifeLock detects and alerts you to potential identity theft and threats you may not spot on your own, like loans taken out in your name, like crimes committed by thieves pretending to be you.
thieves.
Thievery.
If you do become a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back.
It's
with
easy.
LifeLock.
It's easy, dude. It's easy to help protect yourself with LifeLock. Join now and save up to 40% off with your first year with promo code Patrick. Call 1-800-LifeLock or head to LifeLock.com and use promo code Patrick for 40% off. Terms apply.
And I actually did two things that I very love, and that is drinking wine and my chocolate chip cookies.
And I got a lot more Super Bowl halftime observations, too, because that's the big controversy, right? The game was pretty much cut and dry. Seattle dominated.
I don't believe it.
What?
I don't believe it. I think no one really cares, and a few people on social media make us think people are mad about things. Like, what were you really mad about Bad Bunny for? Like, what would make you mad about that?
Well, for non-Spanish speakers, it's just they don't understand it.
You didn't see Eric Dickerson, Hall of Famer, double down on how it was un-American?
Yeah, but it's like 15 minutes of a performance. So, hey, it doesn't speak English. Yeah, not for you.
If it hurts your feelings that bad, you're kind of soft.
Like, get a life.
Enjoy some buffalo wings, grab a cookie, have a conversation with somebody.
I'm not disagreeing, but, Rich, there were plenty of people with the way they worded their posts on social media.
You know what I say to those people?
It kind of came off a little racist.
You know what I say to those people? Get a life. Like, I call it how I see it. Sometimes I lean one way, sometimes I lean another way. I don't get how,
you can't be mad for the NFL making a great business decision. Again, I'll reiterate what we already said. It wasn't a political choice. It was a business decision.
These guys,
they are going international. There's so many international games next year. They're trying to globalize the sport. They are globalizing the sport. Think of it like the World Cup, because that's what they're shooting for. And if you want the game to grow, then stop crying about it. And you wouldn't complain if it were the World Cup, so we shouldn't be complaining because it's Bad Bunny at Super Bowl halftime.
Next year, they're going with the Wiggles because they're taking over Australia.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Can't wait.
Rich's Niners going to be in Australia.
My only thought that
Men at work next year.
The only time
Men at work.
The only time where I'm like, oh, they blew it was when you saw Ricky Martin. It's like, if he did 30 seconds of She Bangs or Livin' La Vida Loca, Covino's right. Maybe you would have stole the show.
The bridesmaid could never outshine the bride, right? So you can't have Ricky Martin living La Vida Loca, doing his little leg kicks and everything, stealing the show.
Or even if Gaga went into like abracadabra for like 20 seconds, just something to
it's
just
the Bad Bunny show, dude.
Okay.
And here's the other thing. You can't debate it, and here's why. He was the #1 streaming artist on Spotify and everywhere all over the world, okay? International superstar. How could you hate on that? The NFL went as big time as they possibly could. So congrats on that. Now, do I expect everybody to have enjoyed it? No, because I understand everyone speaks Spanish. But I do recognize this, that he represented all cultures. I thought that was kind of cool because he didn't just represent Puerto Rico, right? It was all Latin countries. You had all sorts of different representation. You had Cardi B there for the Dominicans. You had Pedro Pascal for the Chileans, Jessica Alba for the Mexicans, Alex Earl for the Whiteys. You had Lady Gaga. You had Ronald Acuna Jr.
And I don't think a lot of people realize this.
Braves Venezuelan baseball player out there at the halftime show.
You know how they had people dressed up as the plants on the field as the sugar cane, right? Dan Byer was one of them.
Yeah, he made $18 an hour.
Dan Byer was on the field.
The fun fact is they made $18.70 an hour, right, Danny G?
And they worked 1,000 hours total.
No, like 70 hours, wasn't it? They made like $1,000.
Dan Byer wanted to get on the field, so he had to do what he had to do. So, Dan Byer was sugarcane stalk number 5.
They practiced for 2 weeks, Covino.
I will say this, too. Speaking of things being represented, all the little subtleties, I think that there was a lot of prideful moments for Hispanic people and Puerto Ricans and little kids sleeping on the chair, and how in Hispanic cultures people party late into the night and the little kids are sleeping there at the party on the chairs, and all the little things that he did. But I really love that he even acknowledged the Mexican-Puerto Rican boxing rivalries. Like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Xander Zayas was there representing Puerto Rico, boxing Emiliano Vargas.
I don't think anyone knows the two people you mentioned, but that's cool.
Fernando Vargas, his son. So he Mexican fighter versus Puerto Rican fighter. Again, it's just part of the culture. You have the
people got married. There was a couple that genuinely got married. But I will say, yesterday,
I wish Bad Bunny paid for my wedding.
Yesterday was also a master class in how dumb we are for believing social media. Because do you know how many people are like, you know that little kid Bad Bunny handed his Grammy to? That was the 5-year-old kid that was detained by ICE.
Everybody ran
and
with
that went wild. Everyone on social media was spreading this rumor around, and it was completely false. It was a little actor. So it was a master class in showing how quickly a false rumor could spread, because within minutes, everyone thought that.
And by the way, for the record, would I have preferred Metallica? 100%. They're from San Francisco. They're getting older. Their window's closing. They deserve it. But, man, you can't get bigger than Bad Bunny internationally.
To get some milk and cook.
It's true story to when I stopped drinking.
Okay.
So I wasn't playing as the season started.
Yeah.
So I needed to give up something.
Oh.
I got to sacrifice something, and I actually did two things that I very love, and that is drinking wine and my chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, there it is. Wine and chocolate chip cookies. Two
To
things
get some milk and cook.
LeBron will never give up.
Wait, is that what Rick Astley was singing about?
Yeah. Never gonna give. Never give.
I didn't know that.
You up.
Hey,
get
we're
some milk and
Covino
cook.
and Rich in for Dan Patrick with super producer Danny G and Iowa Sam. And if you like our show, well, first off, thank you. I appreciate it. You got great taste. Don't ever give it up. We're on Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. So shout out to the affiliates. And if you don't air us, please do. We'll come and broadcast in your city. We can all be friends, and let's do that. And, yeah, hit up the podcast and catch us live on YouTube now or later at Covino and Rich FSR. And our bonus podcast is there, overpromised.
Hey,
at
affiliates.
Covino and Rich FSR.
If you don't carry us, well, screw you. Who needs you? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, baby.
I love you.
We are live from the Fox Sports Radio studio here in the mean streets of L.A. Vato Loco.
Oh, you going to talk to me about the hottest rookies?
Yeah.
The biggest superstars and all-time greats. The only place to collect all with the Dan Patrick Show, the Panini Trading Cards.
Panini.
The official trading card of the Dan Patrick Show for instant classics, autograph cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts, and more. Start or continue your collection now at PaniniAmerica.net.
Panini.
Oh.
That should be the tagline.
As Big Mike, who runs this place, the guy that runs Fox Sports,
Who?
Yeah. Mike, who runs this place?
he also said, I would never give up chocolate chip cookies. And he then said something that I was like, what? He goes, the chocolate chip needs to be the star.
Chocolate chip needs to be the star,
He said that it's all about the chip, because I said, what do you like? Do you like the crunchy chocolate chip cookie or the soft?
By the way, we bring this up for two reasons. It's National Drink Wine Day, and LeBron James, superstar, says he gave up chocolate chip cookies and wine to prepare for the season.
3 reasons. You were raised Catholic.
That's right. I was. And, yeah, Lent has begun. Maybe you got to sacrifice some things, Creed style. And the Lakers did express that they would bring LeBron back for one more year, right, Danny G? Does that get you excited?
Yeah.
Do you even want that?
Said if both sides are cool, they're cool.
One more year for the farewell tour?
I think
We'll
didn't we sort of bury the lead there? We talk about, I mean, I didn't hear that. You know what? You know, there's some nights where you fall asleep early and you miss something.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't catch everything. I know we want to, and once in a while you do miss a little something. Something's going to the radar.
I call it the coma theory. There are times where everyone's talking about something. I'm like, I'm sorry, what are you guys talking about?
What do you mean we buried the lead, though? I thought the lead was he gave up chocolate chip cookies.
No, I agree. But I didn't hear that open to coming back to the Lakers. I thought it was pretty inevitable that it was Cleveland, maybe Golden State, somewhere else. I believe in no way in the world does LeBron walk away. He's doing one more year. It's just a matter of where. I didn't think the Lakers were going to be an option.
Well, remember, Rich, it was all rumors.
Yeah.
And none of it came from either LeBron or the Lakers.
That's the thing, man. Like, and everybody bites on this stuff. Meanwhile, the plan is probably to come back.
Yeah, but you know what? I looked at it this way. You know, in the NFL, the owner of the Browns described Deshaun Watson as a mistake. And you're like, well, that means it's sort of over there. When Jeannie bust, and it came out that she and Lakers front office folks felt disrespected and were sort of over LeBron, didn't that feel like the writing on the wall for you? Now we're going to do a farewell tour?
Well, you know what? Those fires could be put out easy, too, though. I think
guess
people
you're right.
love the drama and their name in the headlines because LeBron could have easily said, like, hey, listen, man, everything's good.
We cool?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not up to the Buss family anymore. It's up to the new group,
You know
which
what?
everybody thinks they're going to go on a little bit of a spending spree this upcoming offseason.
And on the flip side, yeah, because that would be an amazing farewell to go out on top, and they got to put something behind it.
Or they could just be saying the right thing.
Or that. So, yeah, on the flip side, Rich, doesn't mean it's going to happen, but what they said is they're open and hoping they could bring him back for one more year. But like Danny G said, all sides have to agree on that. So that's not official by any means, but it seems like they're working towards that. So LeBron James in the news, and it
was
the question.
Windhorse. I'm sorry to interrupt, Cove. I was just going to remind you, it was Windhorse who reported that the Lakers would need him to rework his contract, remember? And that's kind of when that whole story spiraled.
I have a question, Danny G. I know later on we're going to talk about baseball, Tony Clark, and how baseball – I want to talk about the salary cap as well, because if we're headed towards owners and players and, baseball's popping right now.
Baseball.
This is not the time for baseball to misstep. Like the WNBA, where I'm like, you ladies have to play. Like, momentum's on your side. Play. We're going to talk baseball, but with there being a cap and the way the NBA is structured, if LeBron James really wanted to go out on top and really wanted to bookend his career somewhere, whether it's Cleveland or stay with the Lakers and really have one more really good run, the guy is a billionaire. And I know it's easy for me as a regular dude to be like, give up the money, LeBron. But when the guy could do anything, merchandising, different businesses, companies, in the media, he's an LA guy. He's got his finger in a million different investments. You don't think LeBron could be like, yo, what if I took the league minimum and we added another huge piece and I go out a champion? Isn't there more value in
he's
that?
already given up chocolate chip cookies and wine, Rich. What more do you?
I'm sorry, you're right.
What more do you want from the guy?
Chocolate chip cookies, wine, and money?
I mean, what you're saying makes complete sense.
Yeah, but it
listen,
ain't going to happen. He and his agent aren't going to do this.
No, I know.
The simple reason is LeBron has been stacking these millions of dollars because his end game
To own a
is
team.
own an NBA
And
team, and
then-
probably in Vegas.
And then you could hear.
I think it'd be a cooler story if he went out on top and they
then
won.
You could hear. I've heard people say, "What if LeBron goes out with the team he ends up owning?" Like, then there's a story there. But what team is that? If it's a new team, we don't have time to wait for that, right?
That's as plausible as Tom Brady suiting up to play quarterback
I
for the
know.
Raiders.
But isn't there part of you? And I know such an easy thing for a simpleton like me to say. But if you're LeBron James and you want to win number 5, right? You want to win number 5. You win 5, you're tied with Kobe, Tim Duncan, and so many others, right? Is it Magic has 5 too? I think right?
so. Yeah.
If you want 5 and it takes you to that next level, and man, that would be pretty sweet, right? You're telling me that LeBron can't sacrifice 1 year of NBA money and find a way to make money some other way? This guy's a billionaire. I feel this way a lot about people in big power positions. I get it. I'm not I'm not saying we should live in a socialist society where LeBron makes the same as some schlub, but if you really do want to win, imagine LeBron freed up that money and they're like, nah, now we can bring in another star, so it could be LeBron, Luka, and another top-tier guy.
Well, I think the Lakers' new ownership can still make things happen because of their deep pockets. Obviously, they have to worry about what's going on with the league and the money spent. But and to back up for a second, Magic Johnson, 1980, 82, 85, 87, 88.
Yep,
5 rings, baby.
So I'm saying if you want to match that 5, I'm not saying build a super team, but what would it's just we're going to talk later about Mahomes. He's taking a little less money. They're restructuring so that the Chiefs could revamp. If you want to win, does it look like Tom Brady's doing okay now, Danny G? Do you look at Tom Brady and say if he's doing all right?
Yeah.
The guy that took less money than he really could have as a quarterback every year to have a great team around him. Sort of seems like Tom Brady's doing just fine.
Just fine.
I'm not saying
and
LeBron.
he proved that it works.
I'm not saying LeBron should take $2 million a year. But does LeBron need to take, $62 million a year?
I was looking at the current NBA salary cap. It's at $154.647 million per team right now.
Just saying, LeBron could help manufacture a winner if he wanted to be generous.
It's a take less now for more later sort of situation, because going out with 5, I think, is better business and better for his legacy to go out on top. But again, there's no guarantees.
You know how you hear,
but at least go for it.
I think it's the investment in his future, whether it's an owner or
Agreed.
just his legacy.
So I think he'd make that up plenty just by having that 5th championship in the future.
If he went out on top, I think there's just so much value of him walking away a winner, or even on a really winning team. You know, when people invest in things and you're like, that's a lot of money, but it makes sense. I heard someone criticize the Kardashians because they spend millions of dollars a year on their looks and treatments, and it's like, yeah, but that's their brand. And when you hear athletes spend millions a year on trainers and health,
this helps his brand and his legacy.
How many more years do some players play because they have the right trainers and dietitians and chefs and everything? That's part of building your own brand and nurturing your product. I don't know. That's my thought, though.
I agree with you,
I just
man.
think LeBron James is in a position where if he really wanted to be ridiculously selfless and say, let's build a team around me. Yeah, I'll take 10 mil. I make money from 10 to 20 other things going on. Let's win an NBA title. That's the LeBron final year blueprint, if you ask me. But what do I know? All right, Covino and Rich, your thoughts. You want to say what's up to Orlando, Danny G, or what? Who's on line 1 there?
Yeah, it's Mark, and actually I was waiting because he just had a compliment, so I was like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's nice and everything, but I don't want your guys' heads to get any bigger.
And by the way, I don't trust it anyway, so yeah.
Oh, you think that was his entry onto
I mean, it's
on the air?
possible, right?
I want to compliment the guys. Covino, you suck!
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get bamboozled like, oh, how nice. Who is he?
Hey, that's how
Orlando. Hi.
Oh, Mark in Orlando. Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, bro?
Hey, 3 things.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay.
I've always listened to DP, and when they would say fill in for DP, I would hang up my phone.
Oh.
But you guys keep me on.
That's the best compliment.
Appreciate it. I'm waiting for
That's 1. Number 2. Number 2 is just kidding. You suck. No.
You guys rock.
Thank you, man.
Number 2.
Yeah.
I've been in Florida 35 years, but I'm hardcore Detroit fan every way, upside down, in between, diagonal, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
What's your you guys' take on Detroit sports scene?
Detroit sports scene. I think your starting rotation.
They're one of the greatest sports cities in the world.
Let's talk Cade Cunningham.
Well, let me tell you,
I'm thinking Tigers right now.
But I was going to say, you have 3 things going on.
You got Verlander back.
Yeah, you're an Orlando guy, but Detroit, you got 3 things going on that you should be excited about. Cade Cunningham and the Pistons are like under the radar awesome just because they, the NBA, it's midseason of the NBA and no one's paying that much attention, but the Pistons
sort
are
of a midseason.
The Pistons are a top-tier team.
Yeah.
I think the Lions bounce back in a big way next year. I just think without Ben Johnson, Sam, I'll give you credit. I was saying from the beginning was like something's off without Ben Johnson. They need to figure out the offense. They're still good. They'll be fine next year, I think. And I think the Detroit Tigers, while you were toying around with Skubal, and he's not staying long-term, but as long as you have him, if you have Skubal, Valdez, and Verlander's going to try to finish strong. He's going to really give it his all. They might have the best starting rotation in the American League.
That's great veteran presence in the rotation, so I'd be pumped about that.
So there you go. And you know what? That's the key. He just said, usually when I hear fill in, I hate it, but I love you guys. That's why we fill in for Dan Patrick, to win you guys over 1 by 1. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, and number 3, Covino rules. Hey, thank you, man.
No,
that was number 3, right?
Look, we got to go. We ran out of time for number 3.
Damn, all right, we got more next. Covino
O'Doyle
Rich.
rules.
O'Doyle. I feel like your whole family's going down, O'Doyle. We got more Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick next.
there's two other superstars in football and basketball that are toying around with the retirement idea. Let's talk football first, because Stephen A. went on this rant today saying, I think Kelsey's going to retire after this season. No big stretch, because I believe it too. I was surprised he came back this season. Okay. And now they're what? 6-7, and they're out of it. What more to play for? The guy's done it all. You think he's going to come back for like the rebuilding of a Chiefs organization? The guy's on his way out. No one wants to be a detriment to their team either. And I'm not saying he is, but if they're going to look younger and build, and Mahomes needs some good receivers, young receivers, I don't know if Kelsey's in the mix. His priorities are different. Okay. He already has a career in broadcasting. He has a bride-to-be. You know, the future's bright for him elsewhere.
Hit me with option number 2.
So Kelsey, again, Stephen A. talking about it today, and it's gone viral. Then the other one is LeBron, but hear me out, because people are saying he's got like one more year left. LeBron, it's season 23. That's his magic number, right? 23rd season. Let's say, and I would never wish this upon anybody, but I think teams like OKC would be in their way, right?
You mean they're 23-1 OKC?
But let's say, and I would never wish this, Rich. I would never, ever wish this, but this is sports. Let's say someone on OKC gets hurt. Not wishing it on anybody. I'm knocking wood, in fact, right?
Yeah.
That opens up the lane even more for a Lakers team who's hot. They're playing good. They got young, they got veterans, they got old, they got everything.
Can't disagree.
Right? Let's say the Lakers win, and it's his 23rd season, magic number, last win, last hurrah. You don't think he retires? My question is, who's more likely to retire, a la Cejudo style, after this season, Kelsey or LeBron, if they win?
I have an obvious
answer. I think LeBron's going to still play one more year.
I think the answer is obvious.
Kelsey?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? I thought for sure you would say.
And I'll explain.
Maybe
why.
It's not as obvious as I. Maybe we don't need that wrench of Lakers winning then.
I think LeBron's proven it all.
Okay.
And if there's no path to a championship, and there's teams that are in his way, like you said, the Lakers are a top, I would say 3 to 5 team in the NBA. The Lakers look good. It's fun to watch the Lakers.
Dude, Reeves putting up crazy numbers. They're comparing him to stat-wise to Kobe Bryant now.
I'm just saying they're
using the word superstar to describe Austin Reeves.
Exactly.
Now.
They've already sort of moved past LeBron being the centerpiece. That's Luka now.
Yeah. But a major piece still.
You know, Austin Reeves, and they may go after another big star if LeBron were to walk away. I think Travis Kelce, I'll look at it this way. You know when you have a lot in the future? I know recently you were like, in your mind, you're like, dude, I got my daughter's Sweet 16, then I got this. And when you have all these things on the horizon, right, you try to cram things in, and you don't. My point is this. He's getting married June 13th. They made the announcement, him and Taylor Swift, June 13th.
He's got a top 25 podcast making millions.
13, her little lucky number symbolic. So they're getting married. And then I bet you within a year, because, you know, they're at the age, they have every resource possible, they're going to have a kid. And I bet you that he runs it back one more time. After the career he's had, I don't think you go out the one time you don't make the playoffs. I feel like it's like Tom Brady wouldn't want to go away. You remember Tom Brady, the last interception he threw for the Patriots? It's like, you're not going to go out like that.
I think he's not in Cypress Hill. He's on the Chiefs.
I'm not going out like that.
We ain't going out like that. We ain't going out. I think that gives him more reason to be like, it's over. Like, this run is over.
He has a very bright post-football career, but it's almost like once you stop, you're never going to go back, right? So if he has any desire to play one more time, where I think LeBron could, with all good conscience, I played with my son, I've won on 3 different teams. It's a good question. Your thoughts at 877-99 on Fox.
Well, you and I thought it was obvious, and you and I completely disagree. Yeah, I think if anyone's going to retire, it's Kelsey. And I think LeBron's got like one more year because when he announced it already and taken in that farewell tour?
I'm looking at it from another angle. You're saying who's going to retire. I'm saying who would want to run it back more, and I think LeBron doesn't need to. Kelsey would not want to go out like this. Dan Byer, what say you? And let's get an update, man. What's up?
I'm not breaking a tie, but I am siding with Covino. I think Kelsey. I think it's at the end of the rope. Yes, and I think that LeBron, even with the Lakers' success this season, which has mostly been without him, that he wants that farewell tour that Covino mentioned, and I still think that there's an opportunity he would go and play elsewhere next year.
Damn,
to try to do it on his own terms.
Yeah, with LeBron, don't you think if it was his end, we would know it? I think so.
Two things I love very much.
What?
Red wine and chocolate chip cookies. LeBron style.
No, it's two things I very love.
Two things I very love.
It's like that old saying, Rich. Don't job your love. Love your job. Or what was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Anyway.
Oh, boy.
No, don't love your job. Job your love. That's what it was.
It's Wednesday. Ash Wednesday. Here at CNR, so you'll see a bunch of people at work today. Don't try to clean off their head. That's ashes. Don't pull an Oprah with Drew Brees' scar. Let me wipe that off.
His
Don't do that.
birthmark.
Yeah.
Grandma, get away from me.
So I'm Covino. That is Rich. We're in for Dan Patrick. Iowa Sam, our sound architect, playing some UB40. We got Danny G super producing on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. We got to talk some. If we have time, I want to talk MLB WBC because that starts next month. But Tony Clark is the big story.
There's
right
baseball
now.
drama. By the way, if you are partaking in Ash Wednesday, hopefully the priest who administers your ashes is neat. I was raised Catholic, right?
Hopefully he washes his hands.
And you see people going around town with the ashes on their head, right? Doing their religious thing. Some people messier than others. Some don't you feel like there's some priests that take their time with a little?
Can I be honest?
And then there's some people.
I commend anybody going to get their ashes. I do.
Yeah.
Right? I grew up Catholic, like Danny G said.
But there's a part of me that feels like it's like the people that back into a parking spot.
Yeah. What do you think? You're better than me? Just because I didn't have time?
What do you think? You're better? I
think you're better than me?
It's the people who wear the I voted sticker.
Oh, it's
I
the
do both
same
of those.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's the same feeling, Sam. You think you're better than
and
me,
you
bro?
can say that because you were raised Catholic.
Yeah.
I backed into a parking spot while wearing the I voted sticker.
Yeah, because
With
it
ashes
just,
on your head.
If you didn't have time, and I'm sure that's just an excuse. I get it. We can make time. Like you do, it makes you feel bad. So I resent people that walk around all proud with their ashes.
You're absolutely right. There's a good chance if you're backing into your parking spot, you have an I voted sticker and ashes on your head because you're just the greatest guy.
Think you're better than me, man?
What do you think? What do you
Yeah,
think?
and you put your grocery cart back.
Yeah.
And everyone should do that.
Everybody should. But what do you think? You're better than me?
I don't think there's an excuse to not ever put your grocery cart back.
I agree.
Did you see that guy?
What if it's raining and the grocery cart lineup is all the way on the other side of the parking lot?
It's a test of character, Danny. Have you seen those guys?
And you got a toddler screaming in the car.
Have you seen those guys on TikTok or Instagram?
Very specific example, Danny G.
Danny G's like,
Not that it happened yesterday.
It happened 2 days ago at Pavilions.
Yeah.
It's been raining here for 3
Hey,
days.
I bunny hopped it up onto a curb. It couldn't move.
Okay, well, that's fair.
You see those guys on social media that are like, they look for justice with shopping carts. You ever see those dudes?
Yeah, of course.
If that person got in your face, what would you do? Because I see those people all the time. The
I'd
people that
laugh
get
about it, maybe. Depending on my mood. I'm a moody guy.
You're right. My bad.
I'd run them over with my grocery cart.
It just depends the mood I'm in and who was squeezing my shoes that day. Anyway, we are live, streaming live on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR, at Covino and Rich FSR. In fact, Rich, we got to pull up the live chat because people start chopping it up back and forth, talking smack. So join the live chat. Speak
right
your
now.
mind there if you don't feel like calling. And if you miss anything, this is day 3 of the Dan Patrick hat trick for us. If you miss anything, catch the podcast. Danny G puts a condensed version, a best of, every day. Wherever you stream your podcast, search Covino and Rich. Follow, rate, and review. 5 stars because anything less is uncivilized.
All
We
right, now,
appreciate it.
Tony Clark.
Tony Clark.
Yo, this guy's, does he think he's Steven Seagal? Above the law? Is this guy out for justice? Is he...
I bet you Tony Clark doesn't put his shopping cart back.
He's under siege. All right, I'm done with the Seagal references. Tony Clark, baseball. What's going on? We'll break it down, give you the Cliff Notes next, and we'll talk some NFL. A lot of fun here. Covino and Rich in for the great Dan Patrick. Hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Her medal drought is over as Michaela Schifrin took home gold in the women's slalom event today at the Winter Olympics. It's her first Olympic medal since 2018 and the fourth of her career. It also gives Schifrin 3 Olympic gold medals in her career, breaking the American record for most won in alpine skiing. Men's ice hockey face off against Sweden today in the quarterfinals in Milan. The Swedes haven't lost to the Americans in Olympic play since 1960. Women's ice hockey take on Canada tomorrow in the gold medal game in Milan. U.S. hockey player Kendall Coyne-Schofield says they're poised for the challenge.
And to rely on their experience, rely on their preparedness, and we're ready for this moment.
Team USA has outscored their opponents a combined 33-1. NFL news, the Chiefs, according to reports, restructured quarterback Patrick Mahomes' contract to free up $43 million in cap space. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
DP.
Dan Patrick. Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, what's up, buds?
What's up, pals?
What is going on?
¿Qué tal, vatos locos? Forever. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué pedo? Shout out to all the vatos in the barrio.
Everything Covino just said, guys.
Yeah. Covino and Rich in for the great Dan Patrick.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, today is Wednesday, which means on our show we're going to do Midweek Major. Iowa Sam's going to give you some fun headlines, but is it their new Love is Blind today?
Yes, new episodes.
And new Shrinking.
Yes, sir.
On Apple TV. And then tomorrow, Traitors. Which is great because there's no real sports going on right now. I can't get into the Olympics for the life of me.
For the life of me. How about the new clues from the Nancy Guthrie case?
No DNA match.
Are there any?
No DNA match.
I mean, it says breaking news as we speak, but it's probably nothing, Sam.
Hey, and a quick programming note, in exactly an hour from now, we're going to give away some CNR prizes with Big Mike's Words of Wisdom.
Oh, sweet. And you know what? You can watch everything we're doing on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR.
You can watch Iowa Sam live on the xylophone.
Let me tell you, not to be all over the place, but you just said, we just said three things. The Guthrie thing?
Yeah.
Didn't, the lead investigator say, it could be years? I'm like, who wants to hear that?
That apparently drains
years?
morale from the entire investigation because people are like, we don't want to hear that. We're trying to keep hope alive, and years, get out of here.
And while we get ready for the second half of the NBA season and get ready for baseball and the World Baseball Classic, we said yesterday there's a bunch of old people fighting, Mike Tyson and Mayweather, and you got Gina Carano.
And Ronda Rousey.
There's a lot coming up, but as of right now, this week has been a real chill week.
And you got Shia LaBeouf fighting in NOLA for no reason.
I'm going to be, I think today, I'm going to do a little binge with the wifey of Love is Blind and watch the 49ers documentary. That's the plan today. Because it's rainy in LA. I'm just going to sit around and chill.
Still haven't watched Cat Williams.
Who do you say has a square head again?
50 Cent and Herman Munster.
Herman Munster.
I do want to say hello to Frank Caliendo, who listens to the Dan Patrick Show. Hi, Frank. Who else is asked do we want to kiss? Oh, the Sandman. Oh, yes. Adam Sandler, if you're listening, we want to be in the movie.
Yeah, and our boy Dr. Dre.
And I was going to say, Dr. Dre tunes in, right? It's his birthday.
61 today.
Ring, ding, dong. I'm going to have a ding-dong.
Ding-dong.
In celebration. Ring-a-ding, ding, ding, dong. Ding dong, man. Ding dong. Happy birthday, Dr. Dre.
It's had some young kids like, the headphone guy? Yeah, the headphone guy.
Yeah. Beats by Dre, that guy.
One of the best producers in the world.
That's right.
Shout out to Dre. All right, let's break this baseball thing down real quick. Tony
Clark.
Clark.
About Dre, dude.
How could one ever?
You did, because
Forget
me and
about Dre.
Danny were celebrating. Why do you think we're wearing these party hats? So, Covino and Rich. Few things we love. Tacos.
Wine and chocolate chip cookies.
Wine, chocolate chip cookies, a nice Heine, and baseball, dude. Baseball. Love talking baseball, and baseball's been popping the past few years.
Baseball.
We never gave up on baseball, so baseball, you better not give up on us. Tony Clark's in the news, man.
Love baseball. I coach pony ball. It's my passion.
Who, you pony boy?
Call me pony boy because other than...
Think you're better than me?
Honestly, other than doing this show and being passionate about our career, coaching my kids is my passion. I love baseball. I coach baseball. I coach softball. I am a monster fan of the game.
It's the best game.
Listen, I feel like football is the most fun to watch. It might be my number one sport like everyone else, but if you grew up playing baseball, you just have this love and passion for the game. I think baseball is just a beautiful sport. Everything about it. Every little thing about how they magically worked it out 100+ years ago that a ground ball to shortstop, if played cleanly, you're out by a step. Like the measurements, everything about baseball is freaking perfect.
Perfecto.
Even though they're taking away the K zone this year, and you're gonna have to be like, was that a strike? I don't know. You're gonna have to go back to the old timey times.
We'll survive without the K zone.
You're gonna have to go back to the 2010s when there was no K zone. But Tony Clark's in the news, and this is no bueno. This is not good news because the baseball season that's coming up, you better embrace it. You better love it because I don't feel good about where things go from here. The equity to enrich themselves, is that someone's way of saying he stole money?
Well, that's only part of the story.
Yeah.
This is sort of a juicy story, and much like a juicy Heine, as we already mentioned, people love a juicy story.
Yeah.
And Tony Clark, who was a great player in Detroit, speaking of Detroit sports, played for my Yankees.
Yeah.
Hit a ground rule double that could have prevented the whole 2004 debacle with the Red Sox. Grew out a beard in retirement, became the head of the MLBPA. He's the head of the MLB Players Union, and he's resigning now. For me, it's a two-part crazy story because he got his sister-in-law hired a few years ago, like 3 years ago. Turns out he's having relations with her.
Oh, he took
That's
her,
a no-no.
he took her to Bangladesh.
That's a no-no on multiple levels, right? That's the whole Company Inc. thing.
Ooh. Man.
Scandalous. And it's his wife's sister. Like, whoa. Hey, slow down there, Tony Clark. And now he's under federal investigation because they used licensing money and equity for themselves. So
Allegedly.
His wife's sister?
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, he's scamming money.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Little oral Hershiser?
And then, the old BJ Surhoff was in full effect.
Little Chuck Knobloch?
The BJ Upton. He was doing all sorts of shenanigans behind the scenes.
knows
And now
what was
it's getting
going down? Oh.
It's getting a little sticky, icky.
What's worse, by the way? When you said sister-in-law, would it have been worse if it was his brother's wife or his wife's sister?
Well, when I heard sister-in-law, I did need to know.
Is there a worse
the
crime?
facts here? Let's see.
All right, if you would have
Wives?
Oh, they're both bad.
All right, if you
They're
would
both bad.
let's play it out.
But I was trying to figure out what was worse.
I don't think there is a worse one.
No,
They're
there
both
might be. Hold on.
All right, let's play. Steve Covino.
There is. Actually, there is.
Let me
I
play
think
it out.
there is. There's
Steve
something
Covino.
worse. Yeah.
If you were to sleep with your beautiful girlfriend Jordan's sister,
how dare you?
Or
Yeah.
your brother Tommy's girlfriend.
My brother Tommy's girlfriend would be worse. Because that's my brother.
You're betraying your brother.
Yeah, blood in, blood out, I say.
You can't betray your brother.
You can't betray your brother like that. And I'm not saying betraying your wife is better, but it's a little less worse.
Well,
I think.
you're betraying your wife in both cases.
Yeah. But
I
now,
think-
in this case, you're betraying
think-
your wife and your brother. See the difference?
One is betraying your wife and brother. One's betraying just your wife.
So I guess he took the lesser of the two evils because he was with his wife's sister that he got hired.
He deserves a pat on the back. What a great guy.
And by the way, that's so shady, dude. Like, you
Yeah.
can't be pulling favors for your sexual pleasures or something. So he got his wife's sister hired in the MLB. She was part of the MLB Players Association, apparently having relations, and that's scandalous enough. And
Yeah.
then when you hear the rest of the story, you're like, wait a second.
The phrasing I saw was equity to enrich themselves insinuates, allegedly, some type of money grab. Correct, Sam? Would you say that?
Siphoning?
Siphoning of sorts. Equity to enrich themselves? Sounds like some legalese.
Some skimming off the top.
Yeah.
Little money here, little money there.
Man.
By the way, guys, when infidelity leads to home wrecking, but it also leads to getting into your work, it's work wrecking as well. Home and work wrecking.
Yeah,
a
let
double
that be
doozy.
a reminder to
don't dip your pen in Company Inc.
That. Not everything's like a sleazy 80s comedy where, you prop her up on the photocopier.
There's no sanctuary anymore.
Yeah,
work or home.
Don't do it. It's not worth
The
it.
Xerox machine?
Did you say don't prop her up on the photocopier?
Yeah, like it looked fun in some 80s movie that you saw, but it's not worth it. By the way,
It's
how
not
many times
the-
has that been a plot line in like a stupid show or a comedy?
Someone took
The
a
secret of
copy
my success with
someone
Michael
took
J.
a-
Fox.
Someone took a copy of Butt Cheeks.
Yo,
you know
it's
what?
not worth it. I don't care how hot she is.
Yeah.
And you know what? 90% of the time, I'm just making this stat up. 90% of the time, according to this guy that you heard on the radio, it's what we call relative proximity hot. What does that mean? She's not that hot. You're risking your career and reputation on a person. This goes both ways. This isn't towards the ladies. Ladies, this goes towards the men too. They're relative proximity hot. They're hot for the office.
Yeah.
They're just hot for the office.
Listen,
outside of the office, they're not even that hot, and you're risking it all.
And listen,
MLB doesn't need this headline, doesn't need this story. Things are good.
I can't say, listen, if there's money skimming, then I don't feel bad for him. But the relationship part, my goodness, how many men, and you can say women, but how many men have let their pursuit of bootay
Bring them down?
Bring them down.
Oh,
Politics, sports,
downfall.
entertainment, family members, friends. How many people do you know really let's be honest, ass get in the way of their whole life?
Ass.
Like, we are just,
the downfall of society.
There's something
bro.
just so stupidly primal about guys sometimes where it's
Oh,
like, I
the
got
worst.
life. Like, this is a guy that
Guys
had
are stupid.
This guy had life by the nuts.
Tony Clark.
He did. He was a professional athlete that was successful.
And it's
Head
not
of-
easy to make that transition
head of
from
the- head of the
MLB
union.
player to head of the MLBPA.
Respected, good guy, but you've seen it with politicians and athletes and important people.
By the way, 15 years in the league. He had a great career. How many home runs do you think Tony Clark had over or under 300?
I was going to say 247.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. That number popped in my head.
You're close. 251.
Get out. Man, have you noticed I have like some odd knack for these little guessing games?
I mean, you got that giant head. At least it's filled with something.
Because I was like, no, but when you said Tony Clark, I'm like, probably about 300, but not quite. I'm like, yeah, two.
All right, I'll
Oh.
put you on the spot again since you like this game so much.
Yeah,
what was his career high?
He needs to
for a
perform
season?
like this on Mondays on our afternoon show with
I know.
Last One Standing.
I know.
How many career high home runs?
Yeah,
maybe like 28.
34.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you're in the ballpark.
And he batted like 272 at the years.
Career?
Yeah.
Close. 262.
Okay, yeah.
But he was a solid
Solid ball
especially
player.
in Detroit. He was a force. Again, he grew out that Rip Van Winkle beard and became a big dog in the MLB.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a great reputation. That's what really stinks
and
about this.
I'm not making excuses for dudes at all, or women. It just it really is wild to think how many people really let what's in their pants control their brain.
What's in your pants?
I mean, come on. I'm pulling up our feedback on the in-show chat right now.
Like I said, if anything from this story is you got to keep your fingers crossed for the MLB. The timing's bad.
Well, let's
and
talk
you
about
gotta remind yourself that, yeah, I get it. That dude in the office or that woman who's strutting her little business booty down the hallway, yeah, she looks great and all, but it's not worth it. Get a grip, Aerosmith style.
Yeah.
Get a grip and focus on, I don't know, work. Aren't you supposed to be working?
Yeah. It's not worth it, guys. Now, let's talk about the real ramifications of baseball, because this doesn't only affect the livelihood and personal life of Tony Clark. This guy, made some mistakes. We're all human, so I'm not going to come down too hard on this guy, but
His wife's sister, man.
my goodness.
Jeez Louise.
MLB.
This guy's horned up.
My goodness.
That's the other thing. There's so many people out there. You had to go with not only someone you work with, someone in your family. Dude, calm down. Relax.
Formal CBA negotiations are expected to begin in the spring. If no new deal, shout out to FDR on President's Day week. If there's no new deal reached by December 1st, my dad's birthday, what's up, Dad, of 2026, after the season. So we are safe for one full baseball season. But if there's no agreement reached by December 1st, I'm sure people know, but we could be looking at a lockout, a shutdown, and a possible delay of the 2027 season. And here's the big, elephant in the room. Salary cap. Not one player in Major League Baseball, or any sport for that matter, wants a salary cap. Salary cap just means players are going to get...
Bryce Harper definitely doesn't want it.
Yeah, remember he told the commissioner, get the F out of the locker room and tell you...
I think he gave him the old throat slit and told him to beat it. I think he gave the commissioner a wedgie. He said, don't even think about it.
But no player wants salary
Then he
caps.
slapped him.
Because what you really want is the most money possible. There's a narrative going around that this could get sticky icky because no player in the union is going to want a salary cap. And they're saying every owner except maybe 3 or 4 teams. So you're talking
Dodgers,
you're talking 30
the
teams.
Mets, and who else?
They're saying maybe 25, Danny, of the 30 teams.
The Yankees, I know they're being a little stingy. So
The Yankees, they're saying, are back and forth. Like the Yankees will spend, but they wouldn't be opposed to a salary cap.
So who's the third team?
It's like the Dodgers, Mets, and they're saying Steve Cohen just yesterday was like, "Yo, Dodgers, I could spend too."
Yeah, I know.
I don't think the Blue Jays would be down with.
Is that the third team?
I think so.
They're saying the Phillies might be open to spend, but Danny, even Steve Cohen, historically, as a Mets fan, I know this. He's gone back and forth on, listen, I'm willing to spend, but just because I'm a billionaire doesn't mean I have like an open wallet and it's just endless. Like I'll spend when and how I can to make my team try to win.
Yeah, so the timing of this is bad for baseball because if you got Tony Clark resigning, like that doesn't help anything. Doesn't help negotiations here.
What's the solution here? Since Tony Gonzalez, since Tony Clark is out the mix, what do you think happens this year? Do you think, unfortunately, with baseball popping, Ohtani, Judge, Soto, Bobby Witt Jr., all these young stars of the game, the Strubles and Skeens and all.
By the way, you just named, without even thinking about it, the top 4 hitters projected in the World Baseball Classic this year.
Look at that. I'm on the pulse.
Those are the top 4 hitters. Not in the correct order, but you just named them without even knowing it.
Look at that.
You want to throw the 5th out there just to see? Hot
so
shot? You're
so,
on a roll.
All right, so I said.
All right, you said Judge, Shohei, Witt Jr., and Soto.
The 5th?
Who's the 5th top hitter in the WBC in 2026 next month?
That's a great question.
I'll give you a hint. He plays for Team USA.
No, USA.
No, USA.
Well, I know Mike Trout's not playing.
You got this. We talked about him all year.
We talked about him all year?
Yeah. You got this.
National League or American League?
It just proves how forgettable he is.
National League or American League?
American League. I'm not putting you on the spot because when I tell you, you're going to be like, oh.
Wait, hold on.
It proves to you.
Gunderson?
No.
I don't know.
You know what? I do.
Who
want
are
to
they
talk about
projecting
We
to be
didn't
like?
talk about him all season.
I know.
I want to talk about if we have time today. If not, you got to check us at our regular time, 5 to 7 on the East tomorrow.
Wait, don't tell me. Hold on.
The top hitter rankings for the WBC came out.
I could take 30 seconds to figure this out. All right. So
Sure.
I named the top 4. All right. Bobby Witt Jr., Soto, and then I'm sure the top 2 are Judge and Ohtani. You pick your poison.
Yeah, I got an issue with how they ordered them. So if we have time, I want to talk about it. If not, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who's the 5th?
Judge, Ohtani.
I said he plays for Team USA.
Soto, Witt Jr., Team USA.
Team USA stacked, by the way. And if you're not pumped about the WBC, then you must not have watched the last one because Japan won and it ended with Shohei striking out Mike Trout, just as a reminder.
I know it's
and
not,
that was heated. It was so dope.
I know it's not my boy Polar Bear Pete on the Orioles now.
Nope.
You're
going to hate yourself.
Oh, come on, Rich.
But
It proves how ridiculous our conversations were last year.
George Springer?
No! I told
Your
you.
conversations, your back and forth, you're arguing on the air.
We fought about it for like months.
You took one side, but you were genuine about it, but you were on the other side.
Which
and you
proves he's not in the conversation.
Cal
even though
Raleigh?
There it
Thank
is.
you.
There it is.
Your
There it
debate
is.
about that.
Which proves, he had a great season last year, but was he really the MVP?
Can I tell you,
No.
it's so far off my radar.
Yeah.
That's man, I'm sorry.
Great catcher,
Seattle.
great hitter. They have him ranked 5th.
Our year-end special, your guys' argument about that made that special.
According to the WBC hitting rankings, not player rankings, hitter rankings, he's 5th. And I'm not going to debate that. Guy hits bombs.
Do you guys think that unfortunately in 2027 we're going to see a delay to the baseball season? You think
Well, that's I guess the core of this, even though people want to talk about the scandalous part of it.
The
salacious part of it.
The scandalous part makes you realize that without Tony Clark, who's a big cog in this machine, he's the rep, right? Danny G, he's like the main dude. So now when the union and the players talk to the owners, which is these negotiations are supposed to start like now almost.
Did you say big cog or hog? What did you say?
What, did they interview the sister-in-law?
I mean, he's walking around
cog.
like it.
Cog.
Cog.
I just hope baseball much like I was Sam, you're a WNBA guy because you're a Caitlin Clark fan.
Sure.
You don't think it's counterproductive if they don't get things figured out? Like, when is that supposed to start?
Oh, it definitely puts a dark cloud, overcast cloud over everything.
And I'm not trying
This could be the most counterproductive thing for the momentum that baseball has right now, just like the WNBA.
Like WNBA, and I hate. I'm not trying to be mean. If the WNBA stops playing, I feel like no one's ever going to watch it again. It might be the end of the league. Because in my mind, it's like, in my mind, like we were just starting to come around to it. It's like WNBA's hot. We're finally, people get it. Trying to sign network deals, doing everything. If the WNBA stops playing, do you think people stopped watching baseball during the strike in '94? You think they're going to go back to the WNBA? Get out of town.
Man, I feel bad for the Expos fans. That was their season.
I feel bad for the WNBA if they
The
don't
only guy I
start
feel
playing.
good for is Paul O'Neill because he ended up with a batting title.
It doesn't even count.
It does count.
I don't
94?
know about that.
Yeah. I think wasn't it Tony Gwynn that could have batted 400 in 94?
Oh,
he was close, huh? Because he was real hot around that time. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. You don't want to deal with that kind of headache again because of the timing of this Tony Clark resignation.
I just hope baseball figures it out. But what say you, buddies? Do you think baseball comes to some type of conclusion? It's almost like Danny.
And by the way, doesn't it also remind you, not only are people a bunch of hornbags, right?
Yeah, they're a bunch of horned up
but
people.
like he's apparently, allegedly, under federal investigation because they use licensing money and equity money for themselves. Like, people are just scamming off
I said it before.
Bottom line for their own pockets.
Name a Steven Seagal movie. Did Tony Clark think he's above the law? Now he's under siege?
It's kind of disheartening. I
hard
hope
to kill.
It's like you can't trust anybody. Dude.
Yeah, man. You think you know someone. I do think it would be so counterproductive. Do you think because they're so far apart, guys, that we as fans would be delusional to think there's an easy resolution? If every player on planet Earth is like, yeah, no salary cap, yet 90% of the owners are like, no, we should probably do some type of cap. I think everyone thinks there should be a floor.
Yeah.
Well, it becomes a debate, Danny G, of, our teams like the Dodgers ruining the game, or are they just better at business, right? So it's just a matter of how you look at it. And I am one of those guys that says, the Dodgers are just better at business.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'll give Colin some credit for this. I heard him talking about it a couple of weeks ago, and I looked at the numbers for myself. This is what makes it complicated. The Dodgers earned around $750 million last year. They spent 75% of that profit on their roster. The Yankees, around the same amount of earnings, $730 million for the season. They spent around 48%. Going into for their roster, so
they're
going
all
into this
by
next
the same
season.
rules.
Exactly,
That's the thing.
You can't tell owners exactly what to do with their money, but a lot of this comes down to who's really invested in putting that money back into their business,
back into their team. What Shohei Ohtani did for the Dodgers also helped them greatly, right? Gave them a lot more to play with. Props to them. I'm not one of those guys hating on that. I think they figured out a loophole that works, and they're doing great business. They're not playing by different rules. So that makes it fair. That makes it an even playing field. You're talking about a bunch of rich guys, billionaire owners. I'm not feeling sorry for them.
Can I give you like the basic breakdown for people that, because let's be honest, I feel like
we're great at that.
A lot of times with negotiation and contract stuff, whether it be free agency, arbitration, all these things, I feel like a lot of fans just like, yeah, I understand it, but deep down inside, you're like, do I really understand it?
Oh, good. Give us Cliff's Notes.
By the way, how many times did you use Cliff Notes?
Man, Cliff bailed me out so many times throughout life.
I'm like, To Kill a Mockingbird? How about
Cliff?
Cliff Notes.
That was the original ChatGPT.
Yeah,
It was like, I need a summary of this book.
1984? How about Cliff?
Rich, if we ever
One Flew Over the
win an
Cuckoo's
award,
Nest?
if we ever
Cliff
win a
Notes.
major award, just remember to thank Cliff.
Just want to thank Cliff.
And
Who's
all
Cliff?
his notes.
Oh, the guy that helped me when I didn't want to read a separate piece in high school? Cliff. Here's some basics, Cove, on... By the way, it started calling my one friend named Cliff in my phone when you just said that.
Nice.
Sorry, Cliff. How does rev share work in baseball?
Is this Rev Share for Dummies?
Rev share for dummies.
Perfect.
You know those little books
Yeah.
with the font, the kitty font with the yellow cover? Rev share for dummies, guys. MLB does not have a hard salary cap. Instead, it uses rev share and the competitive balance tax, which they call the luxury tax. In fact, you know what? I'm going to give you I'm going to do my best 1-minute explanation.
Perfect.
Next, right here, Covino and Rich in for DP. Then we'll shift gears. We'll talk some football, give away some prizes, have a lot of fun with Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Ash Wednesday, President's Day week. Let's go.
Are you one of the 7% of adults in the U.S. who are searching for an alternative to sleeping in a bed? Then let me introduce you to the Z-Cliner, the revolutionary recliner designed by Flex Steel.
Dude, I wish this was around when my grandfather was alive. I feel like old people lived in their recliners, but they weren't Z-Cliners. They were just old, dusty recliners. My goodness, Z-Cliner, it's meticulously engineered with restful sleep in mind, making an ideal bed alternative. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep.
Yeah, you don't need Grandpappy's recliner.
No,
you need the Z-Cliner.
And by the way, how many times when your little snot-nosed kids end up in your bed, you get in a fight with your significant other, someone ends up on the couch, how about you end up on the Z-Cliner?
Yeah, Z-Cliner is more than just a recliner. It's a personalized comfort experience. It features multiple power adjustments like recline, headrest, and lumbar. Zero gravity to reduce pressure on your body, and tech integrations like charging ports for easy modern living.
We know life can be messy, which is why the Z-Cliner is upholstered in a moisture and stain-resistant fabric, which is perfect when you got kids and pets.
Perfect for your Soul Glow stain.
Perfect for my kids who think their Cheeto hand should be wiped on furniture.
Yeah.
Z-Cliner is a complete sleep solution, whether for daily relaxation or an alternate to a bed. It delivers unmatched comfort, technology, and support. Visit zcliner.com/DanPatrick today to find Z-Cliner at a store near you. Lindor, the fans love him. But it seems like maybe he doesn't get along with everyone because maybe there's a reason Nimmo and Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil and all of these guys were moved. Maybe there's dissension, right?
There was whispers, rumors, murmurs about him and Soto not vibing. And you assume you assume that because they're both Latino guys, Hispanic guys, that maybe that's why they vibe. Lindor's Puerto Rican. Soto's Dominican. That doesn't mean they're BFFs.
I'm not assuming anything. In fact,
no, but I think there is an assumption they must do the salsa together and get along. That doesn't mean anything.
You think all white people think that?
Yes, I do. I do think that.
You think I think that because I'm a white guy? That I think because they're both Latino, they do the salsa together and love each other?
I'm not saying that you think that, but I bet you we have an understanding that, there's a language.
That's gotta be racist.
There's a connection there. They must get along.
Are you thinking that? But I will say this, though. Last year, as a Mets fan, I had group chats from early on, and I was in denial of this, Danny. I really was. I was in complete denial because there was body language. And I'm not saying Soto has ever been the most demonstrative, let me show you my feelings type of guy. But he stopped doing the Soto shuffle on the batter's box. He stopped doing the few things that did give him a little pizzazz.
You know why? He says, because Francisco made fun of me. That's why.
That's what he said.
He's not very, very kind to me.
And I know that we have since learned that Soto was a little butthurt that when he signed with the Mets, Lindor didn't reach out. Apparently, Aaron Judge was a great teammate, and he didn't feel like when he signed that big deal with the Mets that some of the team leaders, like a Nimmo or a Lindor, apparently no one reached out. And that sounds crazy to me because, not to be an ass kisser, but when this network signed Stugatz to be the new show, I DM'd him like, yo, man, congrats. Welcome to the team. That doesn't make me an ass kisser. I feel like that's polite.
Sounds like you're kissing ass.
Jesus Christ.
As my dad would say.
I'm saying.
What are you doing kissing ass?
I feel like it's a nice gesture to welcome the new guy. And Soto was butthurt. And my friends that are Met fans, my chat with my Met friends, which is now called Stern Sits to Pee. That's the name of our chat now. Should change. He did make some good moves. But my Met chat last year was like, yo, watch when one of them hit a home run. They're doing high fives and handshakes with Alonso, some of the other guys. Every time Lindor and Soto, it would be just the most casual, like the little low five.
I would see it all the time. Everybody speculated
like the little low five, and I'd be like, no, they're just being professional. Turns out, they just don't like each other. And can you read what Lindor said to the press yesterday? Because I think this is not good.
Well, they're saying that Francisco Lindor painted an honest picture of the Mets clubhouse when asked about last season, noting that everyone is not best friends. He says, "Are we all best friends? That's not how it works in the clubhouse." He says they have a good dynamic and root for each other. And that's it.
I don't like that.
They're not all best friends. Like, that's not something you sort of say about your teammates. That rubs my cheeks in a really negative way. I don't want to hear that as a fan. Just keep the illusion alive, too. As a fan, like, when we started interviewing celebrities and athletes many years ago, when the velvet rope was pulled back a little bit too much, it sort of rubbed me the wrong way. When I realized that NFL players didn't know everyone on the team, but then, of course, it made sense. Like, I get it. There's so many.
53 guys?
Yeah, there's 53 guys. There's special teams, offense, defense. There's a lot of turnover, a lot of
practice players
in and out. But you had this little kid fantasy that they're a team.
Well, you realize,
and you know what it felt like to be on a team, and you're like, but they're a team. When I realized they didn't all know each other's name, I'm like, you don't know your own team? But he's on your team.
But
that's how I felt.
You realize, like,
when I hear this, I feel the same way. I feel deflated. Like, you're supposed to love each other.
I don't like it. If anything, like, you want
pretend.
You know how you want people to be genuine and real.
It's like radio. It's like radio shows. You think they're best friends, but when the show's over, they all go their separate ways and they don't talk at all.
Yeah.
That's not what happens on this show.
No, you two actually hang out all the time away from the studio.
Enjoy each other's company.
Sometimes reluctantly, but that's just life. Yeah. But yeah, we actually all get along, and we communicate all the time. It's like it's too much information. I don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way, and to me, it's the opposite of chemistry. DJ Sammy Sweetheart on the ones and twos in the mix with DJ Sammy Sweetheart.
He was the original Sammy Sweetheart, right?
Was,
before the Jersey Shore in the 2000s.
A lot of people don't know that. Iowa Sam, the OG, is our sound architect on the show. And he's got Midweek Major for you today.
Can't wait for that.
Usually Midweek Major is hosted by Spot. Spot got knee surgery, so he's home in bed manning the videos. You could watch what you hear. Watch the videos. Covino and Rich FSR. Covino and Rich FSR speedy recovery to Spot.
I just FaceTime Spot.
Yeah.
To make sure all the video stuff was set up.
Yeah.
Show him some wires. He's laying there without his shirt on.
No.
Felt a little weird.
Did you see his pepperonis?
I was like, put away your nipples, dude.
Yeah, man. It's freaking me out. So anyway, it's Spot, it's Sam, it's super producer Danny G on the ones and twos as well.
How often are you shirtless around your house?
Not that often.
Some people just love walking around their house naked.
Nah. I mean, I have a 16-year-old daughter.
I can't be doing that then.
You can't be doing that.
Nope.
We're Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. And this is the show. If you dig our show, this team, we have the greatest team in all the land. Join us Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. And Big Mike, who runs this place, he'll be stopping by later.
Who?
We're going to be playing a game. It's pretty simple. Let me just give you the heads up.
Yeah.
It's called Mike's.
Next.
No, I just almost forgot. I was like, who runs this place again?
Yeah, Mike.
Mike, that's right.
Never heard of him.
Mike, who runs this place, he walks around like he knows some stuff. And he does. He
With
has
his
a story
shirt off.
for everything.
Right, with his shirt
Sometimes
off.
with his shirt off. Sometimes he'll slap you in the head. He runs this place, and he has wisdom. So he shares that wisdom with you. Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. And if you could repeat it word for word, that's all you got to do. Repeat it word for
We
word.
make it really difficult.
Verbatim, as they say. You win a prize pack. Some mini Nerf footballs, koozies, the whole deal, all right? It's simple. The number's 877-99 on Fox, so we got lots to get to, but you promised Cliff's Notes.
Yeah, I said I would give you the 1-minute rundown of where the big discrepancy with salary cap, salary floor, baseball players and baseball owners and where all this is going to lead to, with or without Tony Clark, and now without Tony Clark, who, as we said, is the big story on a slow sports day. That's why we're having a lot of fun talking about other stuff. The big story is Tony Clark having an affair with his sister-in-law, perhaps skimming money, allegedly. Equity to enrich themselves, to me, sounds like taking money, right?
Yes.
Cha-ching.
That's just a fancy way of saying it, I guess. So while Rich prepares his Cliff's notes to catch you up, I want to remind you that we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive.
Tire Rack.
Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. Tire Rack. TireRack.com, like tire buying should be.
Okay. Remember when you were in school and they're like, all right, who read chapter 4 last night? And you're like, oh, no, don't call on me.
That's when I would hide.
Don't call on me. But
That's when I was like, no speak English.
I was always ready with my Cliff's notes. So let me give you the breakdown quick. Here's what's happening. December 1st, 2026. Between now and then, the players, owners, everyone needs to come to an agreement of how baseball will proceed in 2027. Or we could see a work stoppage, a strike, a holdout, a lockout.
And the unfortunate part of that is we've seen it before in 94, and momentum is on baseball's side. Baseball has been great the past few years, so this would be really bad timing.
Unfortunately, how many people back then said, you know what, left a bad taste in my mouth, and it took them forever to come back to baseball. And you could argue in the last decade, those people are back. You know, fool me once, can't get fooled again. Don't do this again, baseball. We saw what happened in 94. A lot of people are like, F baseball, greed, money, these guys are rich. No one wants to see an NBA, an NFL, an MLB, NHL. No one wants to see a professional lockout because the perception with fans is that these guys are rich. Stop it. Play.
And what makes it worse, again, is the Tony Clark resignation and the controversy surrounding him.
So here's where the big discrepancy happens. When you look forward in baseball, people love to say, oh, the Dodgers and teams like that, the Mets, Yankees, Phillies, the Blue Jays now are ruining baseball. Are they ruining baseball by spending so much money and not allowing teams like the Pirates and, the A's and the Royals to compete? Here's the thing. There is no salary cap. Again, I'm giving you Cliff Notes. This is for the casual, I don't get it. There's no salary cap, meaning unlike basketball and football, one team could spend $1 bazillion on their payroll and some other team could spend $10 million. There's no limit. There's no ceiling. There's no basement.
What would happen if like a Turkey al-Sheikh wanted to get involved in baseball?
I've thought about that with college. What if
why are you putting that out there?
No, because think about it. That would
You're not
be
the first.
Yeah, that would be the problem, right? It would take another guy to be like, okay, I buy a team, I spend billions.
I've heard people speculate. What if some
cash supply?
What if some rich guy with an endless cash supply, Sam? Forget pros. What if he took the weakest ass college of all time? It was like NIL money out the ass, where they got every elite college athlete, and all of a sudden like some weak ass school in the
Turkey
middle of
al-Sheikh
nowhere
buys the Iowa Hawkeyes and they win the national championship
every year.
That's the issue,
Yeah.
right?
Buys. I
So,
put that in quotation.
No cap,
Buys.
no basement. And now people are saying there should be a basement and there should be a cap. People are now saying
There's no basement in the Alamo and in MLB.
yeah. So they're saying maybe there should be a minimum team spend and a maximum team spend. That is a salary cap and a salary basement. Here's the 30-second rundown. 48% of net local revenue is put into a pot. So whatever deals the Dodgers have with TV and radio deals, ticket sales, local sponsorships, stadium revenue is put into a pot. 48% of it. 48% of the Pittsburgh Pirates put in the pot. Mets, Dodgers, Cardinals, Brewers, Rays, you name the team. 48% of the net local stuff is put in a big pot and then divided equally by 30. So there are teams like the Dodgers and the Mets and the Phillies, Yankees, that end up having to pay. Now, if you go over the salary cap, there's even more of a penalty because you have to pay a luxury tax, an additional tax. The smaller market teams will get a check for their portion, where teams like your Yankees will have to pay. A team like the Pirates could be like, hey, here's a $100 million check. Yankees might have to pay that. That's not good enough because they're saying these local deals, and that's 48%. They're saying it's just not enough. Local small market teams can't compete. Now, the luxury tax.
Then sell the team.
Luxury tax.
The Turkey al-Sheikh.
Only penalizes teams that exceed a certain payroll threshold. It doesn't prevent teams from spending. Now, a team like the Dodgers could say, we'll pay Shohei Ohtani. We'll pay Shohei Ohtani $1 billion. We'll make the money in fans around the world, in Japan, merchandise, everything. So they'll say, pay Ohtani.
But please remember, he deferred his money.
Yeah.
He's getting $2 million a year, right? $2 million a year for the best player in baseball. That rule applies to everyone in MLB. It's about getting the right player that's willing to do that for your team.
They're saying
it's good business.
They're saying small market teams, even if they reach that tax line, it's a stretch. Local TV revenue is the real divider here.
Okay.
Here's what they're saying. Dodgers and Yankees TV deals, like the Yes Network in New York, or Danny G, what do the Dodgers play out on here? What's the local?
Spectrum,
right? They're saying those TV deals are worth hundreds of millions of dollars a year, where it's not even close for like the local Royals TV deal. So you may rev share it and put that money in a pot, but it's still substantial. Teams like the Rays and Pirates are a fraction of that. Big market teams have an easier time retaining star athletes.
But again, that's good business. The S Network was owned by the Yankees. Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
They're saying with that 48% net local rev and the way it's set up now with the luxury tax for the high-spending teams is not even close to erasing the gap. They're saying it reduces it just a little bit. I know the answer, I think, always is, well, if you're going to be a billionaire and own a team, don't buy a team if you're not willing to spend. But they're saying it's just an uncompetitive
markets
advantage for a team like the New York Yankees versus a team like the Pittsburgh Pirates.
You know what? And here's what happens. Let's say there is a cap, a salary cap in baseball. It's going to change baseball as we know it. That's the crazy part about it. But you know what? We fear change, and you know what? Life goes on and might end up being fine.
And you know what?
We talked about that recently. Anytime there's a change, you're like, oh, no, I'm going to hate it.
The new iPhone update, no!
New iPhone update is terrible.
Let me just give you two more notes, and then we can move on. But it's fun to break this stuff down because I think a lot of us forget why this is even happening, right?
You brought up the Pirates really quick, though, Rich, and you've used them as an example before. And obviously, they make hundreds of millions less than the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets. But guess how much approximately, as percentage-wise, they spent on their payroll last season?
How much?
I told you, Dodgers, almost 75% of profits. Yankees, almost 49%. 26%.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's what the Pirates spent on their roster.
Damn. So
no wonder you can't keep Paul Skeens.
It's almost like you'd have to
into the team.
Yeah, you'd have to almost put. You can't put all your revenue, all your earnings back into the team, but
you got to put money back into your own business sometimes.
Here's what they're saying, Danny. Though they're saying that star retention is harder in a small market. They're saying the cycle of develop star, compete briefly at a high level, then those big stars leave, is the repeat cycle these small market teams are on. Plus, risk tolerance. They're saying the Yankees or the Mets or Dodgers or a big market team could absorb a real ass contract. Like for the Angels, Rendon doesn't work out, no skin off the Angels' back. They're an LA, California market team where if a small market team has a star bust, it could ruin that franchise for years. So what the solution is, hey, that's above my pay grade, but these are the reasons why baseball's in big trouble, because it seems like the players are like, yeah, not our problem. We want to get paid and play. And the owners are like, we want a cap. And the players are like, no. We want to, if anything, the players want a floor, meaning like even the bunk bottom level team should have to spend a certain amount of money. Like the A's, did there something like Juan Soto or Aaron Judge or certain guys were making more than the whole roster.
Oh yeah,
of like the A's.
Yeah, for sure. But the problem is too, MLB should have done this like 30 years ago. Well, they really should have.
We'll see what happens.
That's the issue.
That's your breakdown, your thoughts. We'll take your feedback next. We'll have some more fun. We'll talk about
and the Tony Clark timing, no bueno.
Yeah, that not a good time to sleep with your sister's wife's sister.
There you go.
All right, we got more Covino Rich next. Fox Sports Radio in for the great Dan Patrick.
when Rich is the mascot, he really leans into it. He's doing the worm. He's doing like all your inhibitions are gone, basically.
Because if I told you, Danny, get in front of a couple hundred people and start dancing, you might be like, I don't know. But if I said no one knows who you are, you have a costume on, you'd honestly be a little more free. I was Sam. You're like a wild guy. You're telling me if you had a costume on, you want to be acting all silly in front of the kids and stuff.
I'd be completely uninhibited.
Yeah. Uninhibited. So I'm thinking about this. Pittsburgh Steelers are now accepting applications to be the next Steely McBeam.
Steely McBeam.
Perfect costume for you, too. Look at the size of his head.
What a mondo head.
Rich doesn't even need the head. Rich is the head. Again, Steely McBeam.
It'd be the first time ever they have to increase the size of the costume's head.
We're going to have to make the head bigger.
He's been the mascot since 2007. You've seen him before. He's got the big giant noggin.
So let me ask you, and I
he's a smiling, rugged steel worker.
I know everyone has a different budget, and I know everyone lives within a different set of means. I'm not being unrealistic. I'm not saying everyone out there is making $1 million, and but I'm also not thinking that everyone's making $20,000. Let me ask you this question for real. 17-game schedule, throw in a preseason or so, and a couple local events, right? Let's say this guy has to make 10 appearances.
Okay.
10 appearances as Steely McBeam, the Steelers mascot. The NBA, the Major League Baseball,
NBA mascots are required to do a lot more.
Okay, but I'm just saying NBA mascots.
Yeah, Richard says you got to be available for every home Steelers game.
All right, and MLB, you got Mr. Met, the Philly Fanatic, but that's 80-something home games, and I know it's probably a rotation of people. But if it's one person, 8 to 9 home games, depending if you have that extra home game, 17-game schedule.
You also appear at charitable events and sponsored events and things like that. Yeah. So there's some more responsibility.
What salary do you think would be required for anyone to be like, yeah, I want to do that?
I think it's like $50,000 a year.
I think Rich would do it for free.
Rich would do it just for the high fives.
To be the greatest guy.
Hey, man, you're a really
You're the
great
greatest guy. You're the greatest guy in Pittsburgh, Steely McBeam.
You're a really great Steely McBeam, man. I know, thank you.
Go to the Children's Hospital tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
so
you do a really great job.
You do nice things. Like Danny said, you go to the Children's Hospital. You go to some local events.
Yeah.
But it's still a job. So my thought is,
what's minimum wage?
Yeah, but you can't pay someone. This is a job. You can't expect someone to give up their Sundays.
Those plants on Super Bowl Sunday made $18 an hour.
And Rich, you weren't far off. A minutes-long research here shows that Steely McBeam makes around $60,000 per year.
I wasn't off. I mean, you got to think it's not for a full year, and it's not like a 9 to 5.
And think about this: if you're a big Steelers fan,
part-time work,
or you're into it, it's. I think it's fantastic freelance work. In fact, you could say if you're one of those people that have multiple gigs going on to, support your family, life's expensive. If you told me someone made 60 G's doing Steely McBeam, but then they had a normal, regular weekday job, and that's what got them, 2 salaries coming in, I think it's got to be at least, like you said, 50 or 60 grand. Because if you tell me like, oh, they pay him like $500 a Sunday, not worth it. Are you giving up every Sunday for the football season in a sweaty costume, doing all that for? No,
man, I couldn't do it. That's why I'm hating on it. Job description. It says the team. This is according to Google. The team regularly seeks enthusiastic performers between 5'11" and 6'1" for the role.
Oh, you can't do it. Sorry.
I'm like 5'10" and 3/4. I hope they make an exception for this Vato Loco.
Yeah. Also says it requires a basic understanding of football.
Oh, so let's see.
A lot of people we see in the comments that don't understand.
Oh, like you can't. Not that. This is certainly not sounding sexist. Maybe it is. You ever see like the cheerleaders who inappropriately cheer at the wrong time? Like their team just gave up like a pick six, and the girl's like, yeah, go team. And it's like, you just have to pick six. Like, chill out. Like, you got to know the game.
Offense, put the ball in the end zone. Defense, keep the ball out of the end zone.
All right, so Steely McBeam, good luck if you live in the Pittsburgh area. If you're one of the Danettes that lives in the Pittsburgh area, maybe you get that Sunday side hustle, put $60,000 extra in your family's wallet.
Ding dong, man. Ding dong. You ain't fat. You ain't nothing. I ain't giving up my ding dongs, bro. Covino and Rich in for DP. Shout out to all the people hoping to hear Dan Patrick, who listen every day.
Hey, you got us.
We appreciate you putting up with us. We really do. It's an honor to be here. But join our show 5 to 7 on the East, Monday through Friday. Check us out. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And after the show, remember, our podcast goes up. Also, our live stream. So you could watch what you hear now or in the future. You could also join the live chat. Oh. But, yeah, check out the podcast. Danny G puts a lot of hard work into that. And follow for free and send it to a friend and rate it 5 stars. We appreciate it.
Now, speaking of watching us on the YouTube chat, the YouTube channel, who's got a more punchable face than Covino?
You.
Maybe me.
You think your face is not punchable? You're the most annoying guy I know.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
But, Danny, you like to point out there's a few punchable faces in the world of sports. Now, they can be really good dudes in real life, so don't get butthurt, because I always say Nick Sirianni, and I'm like, you know what? I'd probably like the guy if I met him.
I got a punchable face. I got what I call resting D face.
That is true. You do look like a guy that's
resting D face.
Some people say Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Some people say Manny Machado.
Well, I'm glad you said Manny Machado, Danny. Not just because he's a Padre and you're a Dodgers fan. We're talking about the salary caps and how baseball could be, in store for a letdown after the season. Enjoy the 2026 season, as Billy Madison would say. Stay here as long as you can, because, we may not come up with a deal with the players, the union, and the owners, because Tony Clark's out now. And
he also said, suntan lotion, good for me.
I mean, he did say that. He did say,
you protect me.
Did he also say chlorophyll, more like Morophyll?
He said all those things.
He said shampoo is better. Anyway, Manny Machado with the punchable face. Machado, who's a Padre, and the Padres have backed off their owner, who I believe passed away, right? Didn't Padres ownership, there was like a dude running everything. Well, they're still in it to win it. Padres spend money. Machado says he is in love with the Dodgers are doing. He said, I effing love it. Every team should be doing it. S is effing great for the game. I think every team has the ability to do it. They just don't.
That's what I said before.
Yeah.
It's not like the Dodgers are playing by different rules. The same rules for everybody. So what did we learn, guys? Here's what we learned thanks to Tony Clark. If you're going to sleep with your wife's sister, don't do it in the middle of a big negotiation. Right? Yeah. Isn't that the moral of the story?
Of course. Don't sleep with your sister. I mean, what did I say last hour, Sam?
You said some gibberish.
I misspoke.
Yeah. People are like, I heard this guy on the radio talking about sleeping with his sister.
What?
Yeah. What?
Don't sleep with your wife's sister. Don't sleep with your sister. That's even
and we
weirder.
Also learned that it's worse.
Unless it's your stepsister, and that's the category you like.
As far as sleeping with your sister-in-law, we discovered that it's worse to sleep with your brother's wife than it is your wife's sister.
Because it's double betrayal.
It's double the trouble, yeah.
You follow that?
You betrayed your brother and your wife.
Because if you sleep with your wife's sister, you're just betraying your wife. Right. If you sleep with your brother's wife, you're betraying your wife and your brother.
It's home wrecking and it's work wrecking.
And by the way,
Dip and Company Inc. And let's keep our fingers crossed for baseball.
Yeah, let's go baseball. Love it. All right, we got more Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. A true honor to fill in for Dan and the Danettes. We got prizes to give away next hour. We'll do midweek major. Lots of fun. Love hanging with you guys. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Stay there.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The U.S. men's hockey team, they'll meet Sweden in the quarters today at the Winter Olympics. Team USA is the 2 seed after going 3-0 in group play. Meantime, the U.S. added 2 more medals yesterday. American Mac Forehand earned the silver medal in the men's free ski big air final.
Doesn't feel real still. It probably won't feel real for the next week, so time to celebrate, I guess.
The U.S. also took silver in the men's speed skating team pursuit. American figure skater Alice Alou is third, heading into the women's free skate final. That's Thursday. 6-time Pro Bowl wideout Mike Evans, he'll be back for a 13th season. The free agent to be has played his entire career with the Buccaneers and is expected to stay in Tampa. New details are emerging now about the resignation of MLB Players Association chief Tony Clark. He stepped down Tuesday after an internal probe found he had an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law. And the Nuggets, they're mourning the death of former head coach Doug Moe. He died yesterday. He was 87 after a long bout with cancer. He also coached the Spurs and the 76ers. And that's sports. I'm Scott Davidson.
Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the 4 Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, please sit down, relax, enjoy.
Last hour of the Dan Patrick hat trick. 3 in a row. So if you missed anything, catch it at Covino and Rich FSR. We had some fun shows, and we appreciate you. Covino and Rich, everything at Covino and Rich. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, Danny G, Sam, and Mike's on standby. Mike runs this place. We're giving away prizes. If you can repeat his words of wisdom verbatim, we do it every Wednesday.
I love this.
Plus, we got Midweek Major this hour. Sam is going to be hosting Midweek Major.
Yes,
Sammy
sir.
Sweetheart. Those are the biggest stories in sports and pop culture. Are they midweek or major? We discuss together here on the show. But, Rich.
What if Sam's really good and he Wally Pips or Tom Brady's spot?
He Bledsoe's.
We shall see.
He Bledsoe's spot.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, Spot is on the videos as we speak, and you can see our stupid punchable faces. Covino and Rich FSR
Speak
on
for
YouTube.
yourself. It's Nick Sirianni, Manny Machado, and Steve Covino.
I mean, I don't know about that. Let the people decide.
Yeah.
Covino and Rich FSR to see us live. We also have a live chat.
Yep.
We also have some live phone calls, Rich. I don't want to keep people holding. So before we get into Mike's words of wisdom and this Patrick Mahomes story about his money, let's take a few phone calls and get this third hour started, all right? Covino and Rich, 877-99 on Fox. We got Mike in L.A. who wants to talk salary cap. What up, Mike?
What's up, bud?
Morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
No problem, man.
I'll make a couple quick points.
I was going to say, it's just the salary cap in baseball is tricky, right? Because as a Mets fan, I'm sure you're a Dodgers fan, you're an L.A. guy. You're like, yeah, spend away. But how do small market fans feel, right?
Well, first of all, great job on the Cliff Notes. I got a couple quick additions for you.
Please do.
Number one, salary cap has absolutely nothing to do with competitive balance and everything to do with owners dividing profits. That's your one. Number two, I actually don't think it's going to be a problem with Tony Clark stepping down because he's the executive director, not the lead negotiator. You may remember about a year ago, there was almost a coup, and he was almost out. So I think Bruce Meyer continuing should be fine.
They should bring in William Shatner. Isn't he the Priceline negotiator?
I would absolutely approve the use of William Shatner as the director of president of baseball.
That would be great.
Moving on, Pirates also don't have to compete with the Dodgers. They have to compete with the Cardinals, the Reds.
Yeah.
I don't even know who else is in the Central Division. Yeah. The Twins, the Royals, they don't compete with the Dodgers or the Yankees. They compete with the White Sox and the Guardians. They don't have to spend at the Dodgers level. They have to spend and outbeat their division.
Yeah, and then you just have to win 1 5 or 7 game series. I know what you're saying. It's not just because you spend money is not automatic. Because you know what? I heard Colin here on the network. You know, Colin, our good friend that stole Fernando Mendoza from us. Kidding, Colin.
Stars.
He made a fantastic point that, you know, it's not like the Angels didn't spend a ton of money on Ohtani, Trout, all these. They put together power teams, but guess what? No one cared.
There's no guarantee.
No one. He gave the analogy of like if you're good looking and broke, no one cares. If you have money and you're ugly, no one cares. But if you're rich and good looking, people hate on you. And that's the Dodgers, right? So it's like, you know, spending money doesn't always work. I'm a Mets fan.
And we've
I
known
know
that for years. You can't buy chemistry. It's buying the right people.
Uncle Steve breaks out.
We got to applaud what the Dodgers did.
Uncle Steve breaks out the wallet for the Mets. Steve Cohen doesn't mean they're winning. They won 83 games last year. Remember the Mets tried to get, I even forget because it felt like forever ago. Remember they had Verlander and Scherzer?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, we're going to spend $40 million on these aging pitchers.
Didn't work.
That didn't work out. And last year, again, the Reds made the postseason over the Mets. So spending doesn't mean winning. It does make it easier.
Spending on the right people is winning. And the Dodgers are doing it. So, thanks for your phone calls. We still got more people chiming in. 877-99 on Fox. What's up, Sammy, sweetheart?
By the way, great call by Michael, but I couldn't
that guy.
tell where he started and ended the William Shatner impression. He
I was
phased out of it slowly. I was like, is he still doing it?
Impressed with Mike's ability to immediately jump into a Shatner.
That was great.
That was impressive.
Great call.
And
unexplained.
I remember he was eating cereal in his car, and we were all duped. And I was like, you idiots, it's a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
Danny, Sam, before we get to Mike's words of wisdom, Covino, let me ask you guys. You said that today is Dr. Dre's 61st birthday, and if that doesn't make you feel old, I don't know what does.
I mean, Michael Jordan turned 63 yesterday.
I know. Can I give you 2 more, and I want you to guess who's older?
Oh,
2
easy.
legends share a birthday today.
Okay.
And I want you to guess their ages and who's older, and then we'll get into Big Mike's words of wisdom. What's up, Mike?
I'm waiting for some age jokes to come my
know.
way.
I know the answer.
I don't
Mike's
know
the oldest.
Mike's the oldest.
There we go.
Mike's
That's
163.
Better. That's better.
Mike was born. Mike lived in a Hooverville. He was Mike. He fought Teddy Roosevelt. All right. 2 people celebrating a birthday today. I want you to guess their ages and who's older. John Travolta and someone that Covino loves. She was like a motherly, kind guest on our show once, Vanna White.
I mean, I love Travolta, too.
Yeah, Vanna White and Travolta. 2 people our parents love. Our parents love both of those people. My dad.
I feel like they're around the same age.
I think my dad wanted to be Travolta and had a crush on Vanna White, so yeah.
Yo, true story, man. One day, Vanna White was on our show, and I was feeling a little under the weather. And she was rubbing my thigh, bro. Rubbing the thigh.
Not in a Tony Clark and his sister-in-law type of way.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Dude, you have just gained some serious respect in my world.
Some say like motherly sort of moment. I say, ooh.
No, it was very like, oh, sweetheart. Like she was being like a kind mom.
Yeah, there was part of me I was like, yeah, that's really sweet. But there was part of me I was like, ooh.
Well, Vanna White.
A little bit to the left, Vanna.
She has very strong hands after turning those letters.
Now, honestly, though, in all fairness, she was like the sweetest woman. So who's older? I got to go. I feel like there's a trick question here.
Yeah. It was weird when Covino goes, can I buy a D? What?
What? I mean,
a vowel? I'm sorry.
I'm going to go Travolta's the old one.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. And you guys were right with Travolta older.
Okay.
They're 2 ages, Travolta and Vanna White, 2 staples of our childhood if you're a kid of the 80s or 90s.
Give me the ages.
No, you can't take a guess.
All right, Travolta.
They're 3 years apart.
He's around my parents' age, so I'd say he might be 74.
Okay.
73-ish, 70. I'm going to say 74.
Okay, I'll go lower. I'll say 73, my dad's age.
Okay, and Vanna White is
3. I said 3 years difference, so there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's like 71.
Travolta, 72. Vanna White, 69. So there you go.
69!
So,
all right. Happy birthday to them.
And, of course, Dr. Dre. Hey, kids, he's not just a headphone guy. One of the greatest producers of all time.
61.
Yeah, kids, download the album The Chronic.
Oh, yeah.
Classic of all classics.
Change your life.
Dr. Dre was like in a coma. Didn't that happen?
Yeah, he had an aneurysm.
Yeah, he had some major health scares, so we're certainly happy he's still with us.
Celebrating Dr. Dre here on the show. Sam, maybe cue up some.
How about I Need a Doctor?
Yeah, some Dr. Dre. We'll play more of him.
All right. You know what? You want to do this? It is Wednesday. He's here. He's sitting right to my left. The guy who runs iHeart and Fox Sports Radio. Big Mike. He gives us words of wisdom every week. Let's do it, Sam.
It's time for the guy that runs this place.
Just for clarification, guys, Big Mike does not run this place. He is not in charge of everything. He has no power over really anybody here. He does not run this place.
It's Big Mike's Words of Wisdom on a Wednesday.
Mike taught us a valuable lesson, by the way. When we first started here, if someone new starts at your office, if you pretend like you run the place, the new guy will think you run the place.
I mean, that was our impression when we started here. That's how it happened.
To be honest, we spread the word that Mike does run this place.
That is because I do, in fact, run this place, contrary to what Dan Beyer has to say.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for us today, Mike?
All right, here we go in honor of LeBron and all the sacrifices he's been making.
Oh, cookies and red wine? Okay.
Sacrifice hurts because the thing feels good, but growth happens precisely in that discomfort.
Wow. So the rules are simple. If you could repeat that verbatim, and by the way, it's early, and I don't know, about DP's audience here. That means word for word. All right,
Yo, the Dan answer are going to come for you.
I'm just trying to get him to call, man. Yeah. All right.
Hey,
so,
this is an intellectual audience.
Yeah, I was just joking, guys. I'm just kidding. If you could repeat that word for word, you win a prize, man. A CNR prize pack. Just trying to give back and say we love you, Dan Patrick Nation.
I think we got to hear it one last time. You want to hit us
with it one more time? All right, let me bust out the flute.
Sacrifice hurts because the thing feels good. But growth happens precisely in that discomfort.
Wow. Great job with the gong, Sam.
Wow.
It really brings it home.
Wow.
All right, so
that gives I give that a big Owen Wilson. Wow.
So what you're saying is it must hurt LeBron to give up the wine and chocolate chip cookies, but growth happens as a result.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point. He was trying to prepare for this season.
Yep. 877. 9-9 on Fox. If you can repeat it, you win that prize pack here at Fox Sports Radio. Now, before we get to Sam and Midweek Major, I did want to talk some NFL for a second. Let's shift gears. We talked some baseball. We talked some NBA. Football's still king. I mean, the ratings were absurd this year. We're going international, games around the world next year. Before you know it, we'll have 18 games. NFL in the playoffs, even games that were lackluster, had like 40, 50 million people watching. I mean, there's no denying the NFL is just pure domination.
Right. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier as far as what you would give up for Lent and LeBron James, because the Chiefs are restructuring Mahomes' contract to free up, what, $43.5 million in cap relief? $43.56 million, in fact. And it goes back to what I said about you, Rich.
Yeah.
Think of how much cap relief you'd give up if you just gave up Starbucks. You're spending almost $200 a month.
I just said we all have our luxuries.
It came out to $168, $170, but that's not even counting coffees he buys for his wife when he's there, the cake pops that your kids con you into buying all the time.
I get it, dude.
All those little egg bites you've
Don't
been
forget
rocking.
the extra gas to get over to Starbucks
Seriously.
every time.
That's what I'm saying. Well over 200.
I'm a sucker for a
Luxuries.
little pumpkin loaf.
Think of all the cap space.
I know.
You'd free up. You could use that $200-300 for anything, bro.
Think of all the cap space in that large hat of yours. You got a big head.
That's a car payment for some people.
So let's break this down. Mahomes,
you have another car.
Mahomes restructuring the deal. I'm not worried about the contract. I don't want to have more, numbers talk about salary caps and numbers. We talked about baseball and what's going on there. Here's my question for all the NFL fans, which is like everyone. Are we assuming that this past season for the Chiefs was the anomaly where, you know what? The ball just bounced the other way for a change. Mahomes got hurt at the end of the year. Things just weren't right all along. But you know what? Next year, they're right back in the mix. Or are you looking at it like, listen, the Raiders are going to get Fernando Mendoza. They got Clint Kubiak as their head coach. They're going to draft linemen. They got Bowers, Gentry in his second year. So they're going to get significantly better. The Chargers just got Mike McDaniel as their OC. They're going to get some weapons for Herbert. They're going to make a splash. And the Broncos were one quarterback injury away from likely going to the Super Bowl. So why are we assuming that
the NFL has proven to be a league that changes quickly?
But it's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still a generational guy.
But who are they getting to build around him?
There were years where I want you to think about this. There were years where Drew Brees was 500 and didn't necessarily make a playoff run.
Dude, I'm not hating on Patrick Mahomes, but he's not getting younger either.
Could I ask you guys this? Outside of their early seasons when they stunk, before Montana was elite, the Niners had a couple struggle years, and then Montana, just like that, was Super Bowl bound and never went a year without sniffing the playoffs. Once Peyton Manning became Peyton Manning, they made the playoffs every year.
Don't you feel windows are a little smaller now, though?
The Patriots never missed the playoffs with Tom Brady. One year when Matt Castle took over, and they were still like 10-6 and missed the wild card.
I feel like things change a lot quicker nowadays in the NFL.
We watched the Elway documentary.
And the Chiefs had their time. They had their window.
There was a window, though. Elway is one of my examples where there was a time where in between the Super Bowl losses and the back-to-back Super Bowl wins, there was a time where Elway was on a adequate, average, not really great team, and they were 500, a little under 500. But for the most part, elite Hall of Fame guys make the playoffs every year. Is that a crazy statement?
That's not crazy.
So, with that said, if we think Mahomes is the next thing,
superstar,
the next thing next to Tom Brady as far as GOAT status, if you're like, Mahomes he's elite. The guy was
but he's also coming off injury.
He went for a three-peat, missed it, right? Montana got knocked out in the NFC Championship game going for a three-peat. Going for a three-peat was wild.
Yeah,
They
but he also had
made it to
Jerry
the Super
Rice,
Bowl.
and he had a lot of key players that it wasn't just Joe Montana.
I'm just saying they made it to the Super Bowl, 5 years in a row, like 5 out of 7 years or something ridiculous. Yes, Montana had Rice and weapons. Tom Brady had Belichick and a great defense some years. My question is, are the Chiefs back next year? How important is it they get Tyreek Hill? Because that is.
Well, it's important that they make some improvements.
Yeah,
I mean that's really
I don't think
the
you
bottom
could,
line.
I don't think you could just run it back.
I don't think so either. That's how I feel about it, and that's why this restructuring.
Well, and
helps
that's why Brady's run was so impressive because what the Patriots were doing was continually resupplying him. It wasn't always. Some years it was with defense. Some years it was with
and
Randy Moss,
less.
or you know what I mean. Like they were trying to continually evolve as they went through it, and that's
Brady
what
made
the Chiefs need to do.
superstars out of little white receivers. Like he made, you know what I mean? Like
Amendola.
he made exactly Welker, Amendola.
At one point, we were like Hogan,
Edelman.
Exactly.
He was great at making these role players into superstars. I'm not saying that Patrick Mahomes can't, but he took less and they gained more. I'd be real surprised. I'm not rooting against it. I love Patrick Mahomes. I think he's great.
You know, if you watched,
I would love to see him continue to do his thing, but I think the league's much different now. And like we said, I think the window's closed real quick. And I don't know, man. It felt, just based on feel, Rich, or what do we know? It felt like last year we saw the end of that run.
The end of that run. But you know what?
And we're going to see the start of other ones.
Now, here's the thing. Tom Brady.
That's how it felt.
If you watched Man in the Arena, which I thought was a great documentary, it was very strokey of Tom Brady, but I loved Man in the Arena. I loved Last Dance. I love all these sports documentaries. But Man in the Arena, the Tom Brady one.
You love watching guys get stroked.
I do. That's what I love. Tom Brady, it was a stroke fest because he was behind it, but it really was emotional. His family.
There's a stroke fest. Rich is there.
If you watch this documentary, you realize that early Patriots team he won with, I don't think there was like one common roster member from the later Brady team. So him and Belichick just kept revamping along this long run, and just having those two guys in place, which is why it was so special. They found their way to get back there. But we forget there was a decade of no Super Bowls. Tom Brady played for so long that between those early ones where unfortunately they beat your Panthers,
yes,
and
they
beat the greatest show on turf, they beat Donovan McNabb. After that, it was a minute before they won again. But they still made the playoffs. That's the thing. They still made the playoffs. Will the Chiefs, your thoughts, but before we get your thoughts, let's get a winner for Mike's Words of Wisdom. Let's start with Damon in Ohio.
Damon, you're on the Covino and Rich show, and for Dan Patrick, if you could repeat Mike's words verbatim, you win.
What's up, Damon?
What's up? How you guys doing?
Hey, buddy.
Good, man. You think you got this or what?
If you start the flute.
Oh, hit it.
He knows
needs some flute.
Yeah, he knows our show.
I love it. All right, Damon, whenever you're ready, buddy.
Sacrifice hurts because the thing feels good, but growth happens precisely in that discomfort.
Oh, there you go. Right out the bat.
Impressive. Winner, chicken dinner.
The man deserved the flute.
Damon. Damon.
Great job.
Yes.
Damon, congrats. We're going to put you on hold. Danny G is going to send you off some koozies, some football, some prizes, some goodies. And
we spread wisdom. We give prizes. I mean, it's a win-win.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Damon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate it. And by the way, if you want to qualify for a CNR prize pack, again, Nerf footballs and koozies, the whole deal. Just leave a review where you stream your podcast, Apple Podcasts, search Covino and Rich. Leave a review, and Danny G picks names here and there. Or just check out our show Monday through Friday. We're always playing games, giving things away. So appreciate it.
You know what? Final thoughts on Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's just football. Unlike we had this argument like baseball with the salary cap and the NBA. There's other narratives about tanking now. How do you fix tanking in the NBA? Football is remarkable in that a team could look awful and a year later make the postseason. It's inevitable that
make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you could make the Super Bowl. You could be 3-14 or 4-13, and the next year win 10 games and be like, "Wow, we totally changed the narrative of this team."
Well, how do the Chiefs do that? Let me ask this or pose this question: if you free up $43.5 million in cap relief, what do they do with it?
Tyreek Hill and protection? I don't know.
I mean, get him a tight end.
That's what I'm right. Is it receivers? Is it linemen, offensive linemen?
They're a year removed from almost three-peating.
I would love to see Mahomes prove us wrong and still be the man.
They move so fast. Things move so fast that we're a year removed from them almost three-peating, and we're talking about the dynasty's done. And Danny G's Raiders got a lot better. I'm really intrigued to see what Mike McDaniel does with Justin Herbert, because I don't know if they've ever really had a system in Los Angeles with the Chargers that is Mike McDaniel's style that could be exciting like that.
Well, to be fair, the AFC West is stronger now than it has been in many years.
Yeah, so, hey,
So if the Chiefs restructure Mahomes' contract and they have all this money freed up, what do they do with it? Do you think the window's closed, or do they come back looking strong next year? Your thoughts? We'll take the rest of your phone calls, 877-99 on Fox if you want to chime in. But we also got to get into midweek major next,
We
Rich.
will do that. All the big stories in the world of sports and entertainment. Sam filling in for our buddy Spot next right here on Fox Sports Radio. Now let's talk about our friends at Panini America, the official trading card and digital trading card partner of the Dan Patrick Show. Panini brings you the premier collecting experience with the most coveted cards across the NFL, WNBA, college, NASCAR, and more. Now, as we head into the NFL offseason and NASCAR season roars to life, it's the perfect time to build your collection. Hunt for the top rookies and legends along with the game's biggest names on the award-winning Panini Direct app.
Panini dominating college collectibles with new Ohio State and Texas University cards, plus NIL cards showcasing top names, Julian Sayin, Arch Manning, headliners like last year's first overall WNBA pick, Paige Beckers, WNBA MVP Asia Wilson. If you're into digital collectibles, check out Panini's NFT platform at nft.paniniamerica.net.
Where record-breaking sales continue every month and new auctions close daily. Lock in live moments with Panini instant cards made right after the iconic plays take place. Visit PaniniAmerica.net or download the Panini Direct app. From racing to hoops to football, Panini is there every step of the way. Panini America, the official trading card and NFT partner of the Dan Patrick Show. I'm a fan of Stu Gatz being added to the lineup. And producer Mike, the whole team there.
Great guy, fun guy. I've been a longtime fan for sure.
I feel like every day now he's been getting our back with this Colin thing where stole.
Well, it's just great content.
You
He's really
say
just using
getting
you
our
for
back,
content.
maybe stirring the pot is kind of how
No,
I
I
see
feel
it.
like, no, he's
but
like,
I'm glad he's on our
Yeah.
side.
Maybe
but-
throwing gasoline on it.
Yeah,
is a better way to say
exactly.
it.
I thought we handled it.
No, gasoline. No, Daddy Yankee stayed home. Sorry. But I will say I love the fun and the vibe that Stu Gatz is bringing because this Colin Fernando Mendoza thing just won't go away, and I sort of love it to the point where our good pal, the producer from Colin, Tui, reached out and he's like, guys, I have nothing to do with this. Like, we now have Colin's producers like
the truth
butting
is,
in. I love it.
We were sniped, but it wasn't from Colin. It wasn't from his producers that we're pals with.
Okay.
It was some other ancillary producer there who made it happen.
It was a freelance talent booker that was there on site at Radio Row.
And we already said that, of course we were disappointed, but we weren't mad at anybody, but we were there on standby. To add insult to injury, we planned for this interview and we were excited about it for weeks. And then we had to sit there on stage and watch Colin interview Fernando from a screen. Like, we were actually there. You know what I mean?
Fernando?
Like, come on. Do you guys understand what we're saying?
Yeah, well, dare I say, I don't think I could use some of these words on the air, but, like, there's a category in porn for this when a guy just sits there and he's like, I felt like I was the dude sitting in the chair watching, someone with my girl.
Yeah, that's exactly what was happening.
You guys are upset. I got a Fernando tattoo in San Francisco on Wednesday.
And by the way, we did know the night before, but we did show up the next morning just in case we were able to squeeze some time out of it and make it happen anyway.
Fernando Gate. It's a thing.
Turns out we weren't able to, so we had to watch. Like,
But I just love the fact that.
But we understood. I understood.
Our
I don't
new
want to speak
pal.
on behalf of everybody. I understood.
Our new pal, Stu Gatz. I mean, talk about a teammate. This guy's a clubhouse guy. He's a locker room guy.
Is he? I mean, I like to think that. Or is he, again, just
nothing
starting
better.
stuff?
Wait, I have one bone to pick with Stu Gatz.
Nothing better than someone that stirs the pot. So him, Izzy, that whole crew.
They're fun, and we hung out with them at the staff dinner. They're good guys.
Know whose name I forget? And I feel like I talked to him the most.
Taylor.
The young kid That kid.
Don't feel bad about forgetting him. He don't know.
Yeah, he said
who.
you guys were the same guy.
Yeah, he don't know if I'm you or you.
Well, I
He
feel
said
better.
you were Rich Covino.
Because
I heard
I
him.
forget the kid's name, and I met him 100 times. But he's such a good young kid. Izzy, of course, we all know from ESPN and Stu Gatz, but
Who?
a good team.
Izzy, ripped, handsome, that guy.
Goody. Israel Gutierrez.
Yeah.
No, when Izzy joined the team, it just Covino was mad because he went down one notch of in-shape hosts on Fox Sports Radio. Like, now you're behind Jonas, LeVar. You're behind a lot of people now.
Look, at 2 days in a row, though, Stu Gatz has claimed that Fernando was his interview, and because he wasn't going to be there on Friday, he graciously gave it to you guys because it was happening in his time slot. Wrong buzzer. No, it wasn't. It was in the morning. We ought to wake our butts up early, which is why we were on the stage during Colin's show, West Coast time.
I'll let him think that, though, Danny.
Yeah,
let him think that. He's our pal.
As long as he has our back, I'm cool with
If
that.
we were on The Traders, we'd have a little alliance with Stu Gatz right now. Let's vote off
so then
music.
Let's give the facts then here
Yes.
from the source, right?
Yeah.
We're the source. Danny G, Spot, our team. We coordinated this interview a long time ago. The facts are we were supposed to interview Fernando Mendoza at Radio Row. It was one of the biggest gets for Super Bowl week.
He was on our list to start the week.
He was on our list. We were really excited about it. We were prepared to do it. We found out the night before that, man, we're not going to have the time because Colin's getting the interview. We didn't know how that happened. We assumed that someone saw his name on our list and they tried to snag it. Turns out it was a third-party booker that sort of swiped it. Colin had no knowledge of it. Neither did his producers that were pals with Tui and the rest of the crew.
Right.
We did show up anyway. We did show up anyway.
Tui was upset.
And
He
we
really
had
was.
to watch the whole thing.
Listen.
Because Tui's our boy. We've filled in on Colin before,
and
and
the
we've
other
known
facts.
him for a long time.
And were we disappointed? Yes. I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't. This is what we're there for, right? We're there, and we're excited about it. We were prepared for it. And did we have to watch in misery and add salt to the wound? Yes. So, no, we weren't happy about it. Did we understand? Yes. Here's a deeper question. Would we have done the same thing had we given the opportunity? The show on and off the air. He never
I'm a
stops.
talkative guy.
You
I'm the
never
same.
stop.
I'm the same guy on and off the air. On
Sir
the air,
yaps a lot.
you bring it, but off the air, you're a dud.
No, that's called reserving my energy to keep up with your hyper ass. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. You're abnormally hyper. So I think you're the oddball.
You know when your phone battery's
Watch
dying?
him for yourself. Rich is the most jittery guy you've ever seen. When I introduced Rich to my hometown friends, true story. Yeah. This is early 2000s. Hey, there's this guy, radio guy I'm teaming up with. When Rich met my friends, they're like, is this guy for real? What is he, on speed or something? They never met. I never met anybody like him.
You know when your
as
phone
jittery
is
as this
when
guy.
your phone is dying, Danny G, and you do all the tricks like you pull the
you put your battery on low percentage.
and you make the brightness of the screen
Low
go
power
down.
mode,
And all that.
that's what I do.
That's Covino the 22 other hours of the day.
That's called being a normal person. You never stop. You this guy snorts coffee beans. He needs to stop.
Rich wakes up and he goes, "Give me sugar,
and
water."
You trying to see? He's gaslighting, trying to make me out like I'm the crazy guy. You think I'm supposed to be in radio mode 24/7? That's you. You're crazy.
All right, stop harping now.
Oh, sorry guys, we're on the air.
I saw a meme.
Stop fighting.
I saw a meme, and it has to do with relationships, and it said, "Just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I'm gaslighting you or I'm a narcissist."
No, it
just
is
means
when you're trying to
means
make it
we
out
disagree.
like I'm the crazy one, and when it's actually you, then yeah, that's gaslighting. Anyway, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, we are Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick, and if you have trouble sleeping, Z Kleiner, dude. Z Kleiner. Get me one of these bad boys. The revolutionary recliner designed by Flex Steel. Not to sound sexist, because Z Kleiner for everybody. But, man, I think every dude deserves their own share. And if your dog's on it or your kid's on it,
Get
the company's
off!
there is like, get at it. Like your modern-day Archie Bunker. Like, it's mine, beat it.
Well, the Z-Cliner was engineered with restful sleep in mind, making it the ideal bed alternative. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep. Visit zcliner.com/Dan Patrick today to find Z-Cliner at a store near you. And we do this every Wednesday. It's called Midweek Major. Let's go.
Covino and Rich get you over the middle of the week with Midweek Major.
Ooh, I love that.
We throw sports and pop culture headlines and topics at the fellas, and it's like the kids say.
That's so mid. Week definitely major.
CNR scoring. Midweek Major.
Aw, yeah. We wish Spotty a speedy recovery. Before I hand things over to the number one and only fill-in host of the segment, we roll the 2 big red love dice in the main studio. This is to see who gets first take.
Are they extra sticky because you use them for Valentine's weekend?
Oh, stop it.
It's Danny G's sticky red love dice.
I put them in the washing machine.
I'll say how you. Boom.
What I got here? What's that? Oh, 6, baby. 6.
All right, now time for a Rich roll.
All right, and he got a
3.
Interference.
A Rich roll, not as cool as a Rick roll.
That means Covino gets to go first. And now, the most famous person, besides B.J. Armstrong, from Iowa City, Iowa, Iowa Sam.
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, Sam.
B.J. Armstrong actually from Iowa City? Well, he played there.
Yeah, he's
Anyway,
from there.
Former Hawkeye. Well, you guys brought this up at the top of hour 2 here on the Dan Patrick Show. If you thought the Tyson Mayweather announcement was the flashy fight news of the last few days, we're in store for more, guys. Hold on to your hats as Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano will square off in the Octagon May 16th on Netflix at the Intuit Dome in L.A. Jake Paul is behind the promotion of the fight. They'll go 5 rounds. Rousey has not fought since late December 2016, and even longer for Carano, 2009. So they're both coming out of retirement of sorts, and they've both been involved in various acting and entertainment projects since their fighting days ended midweek or major.
Yo, this is major, man.
Definitely major.
Gina Carano, last we heard of her, she was on Mandalorian. Remember, she got host for her political statements?
Yeah.
And now she gets this sort of comeback fight. She hasn't fought since my daughter was born as a timestamp, so over 16 years ago. Ronda Rousey, like he said, 2016. Now, what I've noticed is, and again, what's major about this is that, well, we live in a world of spectacle fights, right? I don't know how competitive it's going to be or how much it matters, I should say. But both haven't fought in a long time. But this is a fight that should have, could have, and may have happened years ago if they could have worked it out. And we're finally getting it, right? So it's fun. I dig it. But we're seeing that Gina Carano looks a lot bigger than Ronda Rousey. So if Ronda Rousey could figure out an armbar, it's over. But if Gina Carano could use her size and power as an advantage, this might be a fun competitive fight. Because Rousey, not much of a puncher, striker. She's always got that armbar on standby. I think it's going to be fun, and not to mention fun to watch because people love looking at both of these women fight.
Yeah, listen, I think it's major.
Definitely major.
I think people love spectacles. We talked about it yesterday, like Sam said. Mike Tyson, Mayweather, that's happening possibly in April, and then in May, like you said. Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey. What I thought was interesting is they said they went to Dana White with this, and he was sort of maybe not interested or didn't want to give them the money they wanted, so they're going the Netflix Paul brothers route. And you know what? We're all going to watch. I guarantee it'll break some type of female fight record for
both
sure.
Did a lot for women's mixed martial arts.
I bet you it makes not as much money as Tyson, Jake Paul, but I bet it will make more money than the one we recently watched, Jake Paul. Who did he fight? I already forgot. Anthony Joshua. I bet you it'll make more money than that. I really do. I think more viewers. So I think it's awesome.
All right, guys, pressing along here. Now let's travel to the sometimes turbulent space where politics and the Olympics meet. Freestyle skier Eileen Gu, who has won She's won 2 silver medals during this Winter Olympics while representing China. She has drawn criticism from Vice President J.D. Vance, among others, who recently in an interview called into question the fact that Gu was born in San Francisco and attends Stanford but represents China. Gu's mother is from China, her father from the United States. She speaks English and Mandarin. Gu also represented China in the 2022 Winter Games, where she won a gold medal. Gu has said that the U.S. already has plenty of Olympic representation in the sport and that she hopes her participation can help grow popularity of skiing in China. She's among the highest compensated Winter Games athletes, midweek or major.
I think this is a mid story.
That's so mid.
It's not weak. It's not major. Eileen Gu is representing China. Her mom was born there. She's playing by the rules here. I don't think we need her to represent USA.
Yeah. Katie Vance, do you want to hear or not?
The rules are the rules.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's like the World Baseball Classic, right? A lot of these players are in the United States, but they're representing their home countries, and that's totally normal in my eyes.
Their ethnic background, even though she is from here, her mom is from China. It's as simple as that.
I think it's no offense to you, Stam. I think it's a non-story that people are making a bigger deal out of. So I would say mid as well.
That's so mid.
Fair. All right, guys, golf news. Tiger Woods may have turned the big 5-0 last December, but he is not ruling out a return to the Masters in April. He said this yesterday.
Final thing with you in regards to your recovery. Is the Masters off the table for you?
No. And that surprised a lot of people. Woods, of course, has sustained a number of injuries and undergone a number of surgeries over the years. He has worked through an Achilles injury he suffered in March of last year. He has not golfed in an event since the Open Championship in 2024. Tiger Woods, another go at the Masters, midweek or major?
Major. Anything
Definitely major.
Tiger Woods related is major. I mean, there's only so many goats in this world, living goats. Tiger Woods is up there with the Michael Jordans of the world. So if he's going to participate one more time and maybe go out on top, how do you not root for him? Even when he's doing well, he'll get the casual fan tuned in because you start rooting for this guy. And as he gets older and as we get older, man, I want to root for him hard. 50 years old, let's see him do it. I love it.
I think it's major.
Definitely major.
There's a lot of speculation. What will the NBA be once guys like LeBron and Steph walk away? I think if Tiger Woods isn't in golf, I know there's other stars, but seeing him be part of the Masters is just fun for everyone, whether you love him,
especially
hate
if he's
him.
healthy.
People root for his success. I think he should do what they did in. You guys see Happy Gilmore 2 with our pal the Sandman?
Oh yeah.
Remember the maxi golfers? They got that special surgery where they could drive the ball like 500 or 600 yards.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's how he gets the edge at 50.
He gets that extra
little
torque.
extra, little
Yeah.
extra.
And he looks at you.
Yes. Why not, right?
Yeah.
All right, one more.
Let's do it.
And I'm going to end this edition of Midweek Major being Debbie Downer here. Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn. She's been through it. She's been through it, guys, right? She's been through it all.
No doubt.
Imagine dealing with the emotions of competing in the Olympics, then suffering more catastrophic leg injuries, ending up in the hospital, getting surgeries, and all the while this is happening, you have to say goodbye to your dog of 13 years.
Oh.
Lindsey took to Instagram today to announce that she said goodbye to her dog Leo on February 9th from her hospital bed. Midweek or major?
Major, dude. That's the worst.
Definitely
I forget
major.
what comedian says it, Rich, but you quote it all the time. Something along the lines of, here you go. Here's a new dog. Here's heartbreak in 10 years.
Yeah, it's true. It's awful.
Losing a pet is always the toughest. And as they say, I was saying, when it rains, it pours. And it seems like she's got all these injuries, all these leg surgeries, and now the dog dies? That's terrible. Yeah, horrible, and I wish her the best. So I'd say that's major.
Listen, in a world where people sometimes value pets as much or more than people, this is major.
Definitely major.
Imagine you break your leg in like 5 places. Like she described how this is like breaking your leg is minuscule compared to what happened to Lindsey Vonn in this, really brutal injury at the Olympics. To think of that. On top of that, you lose your dog of 13 years. That's
She says it's been among the hardest days of her life.
I bet. That stinks.
Listen, we lost our family dog in December 2 months ago, and my wife still is upset every day or so. She's like, I miss our dog. And listen, it's part of the family, and especially when you're going through something, that's when you want your dog by your side, and your dog died. So,
that's
hey,
horrible.
I think it's awful, and for the first time ever, I felt this 2 months ago. When you lose that family pet, awful. So, hey, wishing her the best.
All the best to Lindsey Vonn. And by the way, Iowa Sam, great job filling in for
Thank
spot on Midweek Major. If you agree or disagree with those stories, midweek or major, let us know at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. And we have more to get to on Covino and Rich, and maybe a developing story.
Yeah, there might be a reunion of sorts in the NFL. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah, let's double check this, Rich, because we don't want to get duped.
But it could very well be a reunion between a quarterback and his former NFL team. We'll let you know what QB, what team, all that next. In for the great Dan Patrick. Thank you to Dan and the Danettes. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Seemed to be more action-packed than the NBA All-Star Weekend. Can I tell you what I saw as a guy that only saw the highlights and flipping around on my phone? Because, again, I was living the dad life this weekend, and NBA All-Star Weekend.
That's not an excuse. Everybody's living their life. I had it on, too. So no need to over-explain. I could not focus on that for more than 3 minutes at a time.
No, but I'm saying it was like priority number 58 for me on my list.
Yeah, but I had it on the whole time, Rich, and I tell you, I was trying. You know what it felt like? Trying to get to the end of Stranger Things. Like I got it on, but I'm not focused. I got it on, and sweeping is more exciting. Wiping down my counters. Cleaning up the house was more exciting to me.
Was like round robin. That's too much math.
Well, you know what, Danny G, to be fair.
Robin, Covino's like, time to clean the baseboards.
Yeah, you know when you just
Crown Molding's got a little
I started clearing out my inbox on my email, because that was more interesting than the All-Star. Or let me rephrase. It was able to capture my attention more. I just needed more distraction. And, of course, we have the attention spans of goldfish in today's world. I get that. And I will say, and I'm not just saying this, but the NBA, it was more competitive, but it was confusing, and it was, I don't know, I wasn't really buying into it, Danny G.
You got to throw things against the wall to see what works,
yeah,
right?
and I commend that. So I don't want to come off too harsh, but, Rich, I tried to pay attention, and I had it on the entire weekend. I had it on. I just could not get into it, dude.
All right, we're going to play a game called Rich Hardly Watched. Here's my observations.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm right. I saw Jackson Hayes do a dunk, and I was like, all right, is that like a warm-up or something? And Danny said, no.
Everybody thought that. And in fact, that was the sentiment. Like, did he realize that it had started?
Yeah.
It's like, we're on the air?
If it wasn't,
hey!
If it wasn't for Carter Bryant of the Spurs, that dunk competition would have really stunk.
But, Danny, am I wrong by saying he ran out of time?
Yeah. He didn't get his last dunk in, so he lost by default. Your winner was Keyshawn.
With the goofiest dance moves the whole
dancing.
time. Dude, it didn't help the situation. It made it feel really lame. And the overall sentiment, and again, you could chime in and defend it. Maybe it's a younger guys thing. Maybe we're not relating to the young dudes and we sound like old guys. Keep in mind, we're the youngest in the game here on Fox Sports Radio. It just felt like something we grew up with, which was so awesome, just isn't that anymore. Are we just holding on to the past? Because we used to look forward, just like the home run derby. We get excited about that. We used to get excited about the dunk contest. It's not the same, dude.
And there's showmanship involved. Like, you want the participants to, like, hype the crowd up and get everybody into it. But he was forcing those dance moves. And at one point, my wife Brenda said, he's too tall to be doing the Dougie. He looked so awkward.
The guy's twerking. He's doing like a little nanny poof poof sort of like, I just did it was like so corny, dude. It was like,
especially after he couldn't get the dunk he wanted in, and it took like 4 tries, and then he busted and hit the dance move hard, and we're like, bro, we knew what dunk was coming that whole time.
You know what it is, Danny G? We were so spurled, as old people say. We were so spurled. We were so spoiled as kids, and we would see Vince Carter, and
there were side by. It's funny you say Vince Carter. There were side by sides all day yesterday of Vince Carter's dunk and Jackson Hayes' dunk.
That's what I mean. So when you grow up with that level of excitement, right, and it was such a big deal, and all the big stars we grew up with were there, and then you see what's going on today, it's like, am I missing something?
I don't blame the big stars for not wanting to do it because look at us. We're just a bunch of critics, a bunch of dudes that can't slam dunk in any capacity.
Hey,
but hold on.
Bottom of the net. I can hit bottom of the net.
I know. Covino's jumping up.
But Rich,
Tap in the net.
I'll push back a little bit on that, Rich. I feel like people were wanting it to be good.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you remember how good some of those dunk contests were, and you want it to go there again.
Yeah, I'm just saying, athleticism, if athleticism didn't get worse, if anything, it got better. I just think the star players, maybe it's ego. They don't want to lose. No one wants to put themselves out there. The same way Covino doesn't want to do karaoke or something unless he really wants to do it. Because putting yourself out there, you leave yourself vulnerable. And I feel like a lot of these stars are like, what am I going to do? The slam dunk contest? Then if I don't win, I'm the guy that lost the slam dunk contest?
Well,
For what?
Happy birthday to Vanna White. I wonder if she still thinks about me. And happy birthday to Dr. Dre.
As much as you still think about Pat Sajak.
John Travolta. I think about Sajak's hair all the time and how rude he was to guests.
Sajak and his daughter are very funny on TikTok and Instagram. Have you ever seen
a
them?
legend. Yeah, he's a legend.
His daughter's cute.
Got to bring Pat Sajak into this on her day, huh? Let her have her shine. Happy birthday, Vanna White.
You know, Pat Sajak is cut from the cloth of our parents' generation. Pat Sajak is like our dad's.
I feel like your dad and Sajak go to the same hairdresser.
Well, I was gonna say, I think our dad's generation, if you're Pat Sajak age,
I'll have the Pat Sajak, please.
No, but what they do is they comb their hair after the shower, and it just dries.
Yeah, but my dad looks like Silvio from The Sopranos.
But you notice how like our parents' generation doesn't.
My
use
dad has
product?
the Polly walnuts.
No, there's no product. Like 70-year-old dads just
dries all poofy.
The structure of the hair.
They comb it, it dries, and that's it. No clay, no. No gel
pomade,
or anything. No pomade, nothing.
Nothing. Old natural raw.
Yeah, boomers are like, no product for me.
So we're Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. It's been a pleasure. Day 3 of the Dan Patrick hat trick. It's Ash Wednesday. It's a hump day. Going to turn your hump day into a hump night. We wish you all the Humpty Hump love on your Wednesday. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And you want the vibe of a drink, that smooth, warming kick, especially on game day without the hangovers. That's RK Zero Proof, world's first zero proof spirits with their patented warm molecule. Same feel, zero alcohol, all the cheers, none of the regrets or the regrets. None of the regrets. Try it at rkzeroproof.com. rkzeroproof.com. I'm Covino, that is Rich. Big thanks to super producer Danny G for just being a super producer of the show. Again, he produces our show, our best of podcast, everything. But join us Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Rich and I also have a Patreon you guys could check out Monday through Thursday, Uncensored Unleashed, patreon.com/Covino and Rich. Iowa Sam, great job today. Everybody hanging out with us, we appreciate it. The whole Fox Sports Radio team. It's always fun filling in for DP. Thanks again to the Dan Patrick Nation. Rich, before we wrap it up with this football rumor.
Yeah.
Do I have to change my mindset on investments? What do you think I was going to say? My chonies?
I think you were going to say everything about everything about you.
No, because I'm sitting here thinking.
Change? Yes.
No, I'm thinking about money and investments, and one day if I have enough money to invest.
What are you going to buy? Gold bricks at Costco? I mean, gold did go up a lot in the last year or so.
You know what else went up a lot? This Pikachu Illustrator. It's insane. I just want you to put this in perspective. We can move on.
Yeah.
I'll make it quick. Logan Paul bought a Pokemon card, the Pokemon Pikachu Illustrator, one of the rarest cards.
Gotta catch them all.
One of 39, one of 30-something cards, right? But it was graded a 10. You guys may remember he wore it at WrestleMania 38, so he added more value to it because he bought it. It became a big deal. But it was already a big deal. He bought it for $5.275 million.
It's insane.
In 2021. So he spent $5 million in 2021 on this card. He and that weirdo Ken Golden got together, and I say weirdo respectfully. I like his show, King of Collectibles. They sold that card this week for $16.5 million, bro, to a venture capitalist, some guy named A.J. Scaramucci. A.J. Scaramucci.
Did you see the article where Cam Scattaboo was like, yo, I'll give you $500 for it? He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but dude, I honestly think about it for 1 second. He bought a card for $5 million, $5+ million, and they sold it for $16+ million. Let alone a stupid Pokemon card.
I know what you're saying. That's better than any real estate investment someone could have made.
Exactly. So, think about the hassles of buying property and investments when you can have a stupid card. You know, should we really be rethinking this? In fact, if you want more information, we interviewed Gary Vaynerchuk at Super Bowl. All of our interviews are on YouTube. Check them out. Covino and Rich FSR. He talked a lot about grading and cards in the future and where they're going. But it really is next level insanity.
Sam, you're a bit younger than us. Were you ever part of the Pokemon rage when you were a kid or no?
No, I wasn't. I just wasn't into that.
My kids, it's particularly my son.
It's been going strong for 30+ years.
My son knows all of them. Like he's a little wizard. His favorite is Mudkip. He's like Charizard and Bulbasaur.
It's like Magic the Gathering. Like I never got into the card games really.
But you know what? It doesn't matter, right? It's investments. You got to look at it like investments.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I'm
think
a collector.
Of the headache,
I collect all kinds of things.
Think of the overhead, the headache, of a property, right? When you could have a stupid card in a piece of plastic
I know what you're
that
saying.
could be gaining all this equity and money. We think property and real estate. It's like this guy just made $15 million on a stupid card.
I think that's more of the anomaly. But cards do have the value.
Still, they're booming, dude. Business is booming again.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you get a Bulbasaur in college once?
Dude, keep your Squirtle in your pants, buddy.
Okay. There's a story.
I had to think about that one for a second.
There's a story that is sort of gaining some steam on social media, which means it must be true.
It has to be true.
But a lot of people retweeting that there could be a reunion.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings. I see it making sense, right? I mean,
I like that.
Assuming Cousins will take any deal worth market value, he's 38. He'll be 38 when the season begins. The Vikings are in a spot where maybe this is a short-term solution. Do you get the feeling, guys, that J.J. McCarthy's not the answer there, or was it just a rough campaign, a rough go?
Just seems like he needs a little more time on the sidelines.
I mean, I don't think it would be fair to give up on this kid this soon, but there was a lot of high hopes for J.J. McCarthy, and then you saw, because you saw Sam Darnold in there.
I was going to say he could have a Sam Darnold story, hopefully.
I mean, you saw Sam Darnold kicking ass, and you thought, maybe you're just because O'Connell's a quarterback whisperer. Then he goes to Seattle, wins the Super Bowl. So, I don't know. J.J. McCarthy, they put their eggs in his basket. I don't think you give up on him, but, I mean, Kirk Cousins,
I think the fans would love it,
if you watch quarterback, he's a great dude.
I mean, I don't like his haircut choices.
Could be a great mentor. Gets his shirts at Kohl's, right?
He gets the Pat Sajak at Supercuts. Where does he go?
I think he goes
Sport Clips.
Sports Clips, yeah.
But
Hot towel.
Yeah. I think he thinks he has to go there because he's in sports.
No,
you don't have to go to Sports Clips.
He's such a likable dude, man.
But I'm saying, for a guy, if he knew the role, like, when you take a job, you're like, I know the job. If he knew the job was, I'm going to start, and then if the opportunity presents itself for J.J. McCarthy, if he's ready, if he's like starter/mentor for a team that he's very well known for, the Vikings, you don't think that's a sweet role for Kirk Cousins?
I absolutely do, yeah.
But J.J. McCarthy, you're going to throw the towel in after one mid-season?
No, but I'm saying, like, what if...
No, I mean,
maybe it's one of those, like, they compete for the job.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? Compete for the job, and if Cousins starts the year, and then it's like, sign of struggle, hey, bring in J.J. McCarthy. It could make sense. You know what I'm sure?
It makes sense, yeah.
I'm sure you'll hear more about that today. Hey, thanks for hanging with us for the Dan Patrick Hat Trick. At Covino Rich, at Rich Davis, at Steve Covino. Hey, give a follow. Check out our YouTube channel.
We appreciate it.
See you guys tomorrow afternoon. Thank you, Dan Patrick and the Danettes. Arrivederci, baby.
We'll see you in the promised land.
Have a great Wednesday.
Later, guys.